This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Please note that any comments, jokes, questions, maybe anything that we say on the History of Bad Ideas is all in good fun. And remember, we insult everybody. Our thoughts, opinions, questions, anything else, actions that we do on the show do not reflect any of our employers, organizations, advertisers, or anyone else that is associated with the History of Bad Ideas. And remember, at the end of the day, it's just a joke.
It's about comic books and movies, growing up with Rokusuki. Superman before Zack Snyder ruined him. Michael Keaton was the best Batman, Rob Christian Bale was just deadpan. No one remembers the other ones. Princess Leia in bikinis and Transformer Lamborghinis. Please don't let Shia LaBeouf ever act again. Please, God, no. Remembering Tales from the Crypt, back when Michael Bay wrote good scripts. He wrote the All right here is no mystery, 'cause it's the history of bad. It's bad. It's the history of bad. So bad. It's the history of bad ideas. It's the history of bad. It's bad. It's the history of bad. So bad. It's the history of bad ideas. Podcast.
Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode number 320. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff. I'm Jim.
I'm the intern.
And I'm Scab Jeff.
We didn't even have to introduce you. You've been on it way too long, too many times. Come on, say hi.
Hi, this is Scab Jeff.
There you go.
Straight from the Bob Studios.
That's right. I like it. The Dip Man may hire you. And we don't know where Blake is. I think he went AWOL. We're not really sure.
Apparently Jeff is scabbing for him.
Okay. Hi, Scab Blake. Anyways, welcome. It's Valentine's Day week. So everybody gets, what's better than listening to the soothing sounds of Hobie on Valentine's Day week, except for somebody opening wrappers. What do you got here? Jim, what do you bring?
I brought some lava cake Hershey Kisses.
Ooh. I always like it when stuff comes in my mouth. Bite into that chocolate. Mmm.
Well, that just completely derailed.
That's why sexual chocolate was your favorite wrestler.
Sexual chocolate. It's a hand. Intern, it's a hand. Oh, wait, we can talk wrestling.
Randy Watson.
It's a new week. We can talk wrestling.
We can.
We can talk Rocky. Rocky Marathon was on today. I was working from home. Rocky won. And
How many days isn't a Rocky Marathon on?
Rocky 1 and Rocky 2 were on.
you know what I haven't seen in a while? Shawshank. Shawshank Redemption has not been on in a while.
Have you turned on TBS?
It's on AMC usually.
Yeah, it's normally on AMC.
Yeah. I've not seen it on AMC in a while.
Well, AMC, don't they do at this time Oscar stuff?
Shawshank?
It didn't win.
No, but it was nominated.
Yeah, but they usually
should have won.
Well, no, Pulp Fiction should have won.
No, Shawshank.
See, it wouldn't have won because people didn't see it until after the award seasons were over.
So we got Scab here. He's a film critic to the stars. And we're going to get to his Oscar picks in a bit.
I
But
like how everybody is to the stars. In Jason's book.
And on the outline, I see that you marked the wrong things that I chose last week for several of them.
I listened to it.
But
I listened to the episode this week and picked it.
No, I know for a fact what you had for my supporting actor was not the one that I chose.
Really?
I re-listened to it because I'm like, no.
Oh, really?
I didn't,
Okay.
I didn't choose that.
Do I need to leave and re-listen to the last week's and come back?
I thought you picked Tom Hanks. We'll get to that. So I'm glad you're here, though, Scab. I know you don't hear that often. But I'm glad you're here because, speaking of movies, I was thinking of Oscar movies today while I was working from home, and I had Rocky on in the background. That was nominated. That won, right? Best Picture?
It did.
Okay.
It didn't win Best Picture.
Yeah, it did. 76.
Did it?
Rocky won in 76, yes.
Huh.
Rocky 4 was nominated but didn't win.
Rocky 4 was not nominated. Maybe for a Razzie, but I can't swear to
In
that.
this room, it was nominated.
Yes.
It finished second to best movie ever
Highlander.
to Highlander.
So the one thing is, okay, so you have a lot of movies that were nominated, and people can talk about, and they won if they won or not. American Beauty, that won, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
And people rip on that movie, but then you start looking at it.
That's because Kevin Spacey's in it.
Hi guys.
And there's a really inappropriate relationship with a high schooler.
Yes. So,
But everybody always makes fun of the flying plastic bag,
yes.
which when you first see it is kind of a magical scene.
Yes.
And they're just making fun of it in retrospect because it became so huge.
Yes.
So that's unfair.
So my thing is, first off, did you like American Beauty?
I did.
Okay. So I was thinking about this, and we could maybe even do this for a top five. Top five movies that were nominated or won that you don't hear about anymore, like Best Picture nominees or winners. Like you don't see American Beauty on TV hardly ever.
Because of the inappropriate
You think
storyline
that's
in
the
Kevin
reason?
Spacey.
Yeah, I'm sure that in this day and age, they can't play that. Like they wouldn't take the risk of.
But you don't see the artist on TV. And I know that maybe, but you even on
You don't see
AMC
Driving Miss Daisy on TV.
No. I was just wondering, like, some of the movies, like, you think that, everybody talks about, like, on Best Picture, it's, revolutionary. But you never see a lot of these on TV anymore. Or maybe I just don't notice it.
So I noticed people really hate Driving Miss Daisy these days.
Really?
Like people who weren't alive when it was actually out and talking about how terrible life must have been to live in that time period, that this was considered a good movie.
Have they read a history book?
And I'm like, is that how I am to Greatest Show on Earth? Because that is such a terrible movie to go back and rewatch.
No, it's just a horrible film. Greatest Show on Earth was possibly one of the worst films ever.
Out of all the Best Picture winners since I was born, Driving Miss Daisy is the only one I haven't seen.
Really?
Well, we have to fix that.
I've been looking for it streaming everywhere, and it's not streaming anywhere.
It's one of those films that I remember my parents renting it, like, back in the day, or watching it a lot. But I don't think I've ever seen the whole thing through.
I don't think I've seen it all the way through either.
I have.
I did in the day back in the day when it was new.
I think I've seen and this. I'm not kidding. I got that confused a lot with Guarding Tess with Nicolas Cage.
Oh my god!
Remember that? Because it was the same, well, not the same
It was
thing.
not nowhere close to the same
Secret
thing.
Service guarding and just a cranky old lady. And I always used to get that confused with Guarding Tess.
Well, okay, I can't understand. It was a movie about a grumpy old white lady.
Yes. I
I
remember the grocery store scene when Nicolas Cage is there. So
I never actually
I remember
sat through Guarding
I think
Tess.
I've seen Guarding Tess like 2 or 3 times. Driving Miss Daisy? Nah, none.
You watch Driving Miss Daisy instead next time.
I should.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen Guarding Tess in a long time.
Hey, real quick, Rocky was 77.
77, okay.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest was 76.
I don't think I've ever seen that either.
The film year or the year the Oscars were handed out?
The year they were handed out.
Yeah, okay, I was talking
So
about the year of
76,
release.
So, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because I'm like, Rocky came out in 76. It was the whole bicentennial thing.
Jim,
So depending on how we want to go.
Yeah. I go for film year when I discuss it, but
When I was in college, one of my my only screenwriting teacher said that the best script ever written was Rocky.
why?
I don't remember.
I was just wondering if they...
He didn't specify, but he said that it was the best script ever made, and it's
it was
great.
such a great script that it was able to win Best Picture with Sylvester Stallone as the lead actor. Hey, Adrian, the script was that good.
It's about a guy who's going to fight this big fight, and he gets his ass whooped in the last fight. And it's still great because you're still cheering for him, and he still kind of wins because he got his ass whooped, but he didn't get it whooped in the first round.
and then
or
they screwed
two.
up
When-
in Rocky 2 by having him win. Getting him
Went
ran.
the distance. That was his goal.
I don't.
Nobody expected him to
Make it out of the
last
third
make.
round.
It was supposed to be just a show for Apollo, but but Rocky actually turned it into a boxing match, and
And that's good. I like that.
So what else did we do this week? Brian, what did you do this week?
I did some hibernating. Yeah. After this weekend, too many people. I had to hibernate.
How was your couch?
I was very comfortable.
This weekend, I was winning the Morris Award for Best Oscar Picks.
Ooh,
Oh, did you bring it in? I see it.
It's on the shelf.
Wow.
It,
Why is there a picture up there in our Bob Studios of a forest?
that's one of the things we got from our surprise box or whatever at the expo.
Oh, the
That's-
mystery box?
Yeah, mystery box.
What is it? Is that Zelda?
It's a
Link?
Zelda
it's a
picture.
Zelda.
Oh, okay.
painting.
It's going somewhere on the walls in the studio.
Okay. I saw you framed a clue.
Yes, I brought a frame to put the Clue poster in
Okay.
that we got as a Christmas gift.
Okay. So how many picks did you get right in the Oscar poll?
19
Yeah, you said you got 5 wrong. There's 24 categories.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty good.
And that included the fact that I didn't pick Parasite for director or best picture.
Wow.
So
That's a nice job. Good job, Jeff. We'll get to that because Jeff actually did pretty well this year.
not in his poll.
Well-
I only lost to you by 1.
Yeah, but still won.
You're not first, you're last. Jim, I'm going to curse you out because you did get Starburst Gummy Burst.
I did
for the
not.
studio.
Brian,
I did.
Brian got those.
Oh, I love you. Oh, those are so good. So good. We got a lot of things exploding in our mouth this week. We got lava cake kisses. We got gummy burst. If those Reese's Pieces burst in my mouth, I'm going to be having an orgasm here.
Peanut butter M&Ms.
Oh, jeez, oh, Pete. No wonder I gained like 30 pounds this off season.
What off season of what?
Well, we were off for like 3 weeks of the studios, right? That counts from podcasting.
But
My-
we weren't bringing food in then.
My oldest son did ask me the other day. He's like, "Don't you guys ever like have an off season, like a season to stop?" No, we don't. That's why we have 320 episodes, and it never ends. But like Jim said,
Adulthood doesn't have an off season.
no, it should.
That would be awesome.
But like Jim said, we don't lose people; we gain people.
Well, some podcasts come and go. All Hobie does is just add more people to the show.
We're going to need more mics. Maybe we'll just get one giant microphone to hang down to hear us.
We're going to need a bigger studio.
I'll be honest, I don't think we're going to get my wife to expand on this.
Well, no, we're just going to
One of these walls can come down.
It's not load bearing.
We're going to take the couches and the TVs and bring them in this room, and the studio is going to go out in the other room.
I like that idea.
Yeah, the green room is much bigger than the studio.
It is. It's a little bit nicer too. It has a bigger TV.
It has a TV.
It has 2 TVs.
Okay, listen, people.
The green room is nice.
It doesn't have a sheep that's staring at me either.
That's a llama.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Courtesy of Scab Jeff. He won a floppy because he bribed us with that.
No, he didn't.
Oh no, he didn't. Anyway,
I voted for him.
I forget. We voted and off voted for him. I can't remember.
In the same year.
And only if he would have voted for himself, he would have won.
Yeah, it's a shame. Let's see here. Anybody do anything special for Valentine's Day? Well, since you're too single, Scab, you do anything?
I'm pretty sure that my girlfriend's listening, so any surprises or anything that I have, I probably shouldn't.
Do you
say.
celebrate Valentine's Day?
No.
Okay, good. Okay. Intern?
Nothing.
Okay, neither do we.
I saw a report that millennials are supposed to spend 37% more on Valentine's Day than everybody else.
Really?
Idiots.
Stupid idiot.
They're supposed to or they
They're
do?
going to.
Oh.
Yes.
So Valentine's Day is one of the things that millennials didn't kill.
Yes, they
Yes.
love Valentine's
They're
Day.
keeping it going.
For all millennials listening, thank you. Let's
Wait, why do they love Valentine's Day? Isn't that supposed to be they're not getting married?
No, but I
maybe
think-
that's why they're doing Valentine's Day instead of a wedding.
I just think young people in general do more for Valentine's Day than
Oh,
older
so you think
people do.
when we were that age,
Yes.
Yeah, that's
our
true.
generation was spending more just because we were in our 20s?
Yes, and
My wife and I celebrated for like the first couple of years before even maybe 1 year we got married. But like when we were dating, we did it. Oh, we did celebrate it.
So it's more of a dating person's thing
Yeah, I
than a
think so.
married person.
Sweetest Day we never celebrated.
No.
no, that's a fake holiday.
We got married on Sweetest Day 1 year, and we
Faker
were
than
What are you
Valentine's
talking
Day,
about?
yeah.
That's,
Did you
that's
say
the-
we got married on Sweetest Day one year?
one year? Yeah.
Well, because it changes. The day for Sweetest Day
okay.
changes. So it's not like Valentine's Day. Sweetest Day changes, and we were pissed off because it was difficult to find flowers for our wedding because of that. They're like, well, you do realize it's Sweetest Day. No, we don't.
Yeah.
Well, you're getting married on that day. No, it wasn't because of that. Let's see here.
I remember when we talked a friend of ours, fiance, into picking Valentine's Day for their wedding. Randy, I'm talking to you.
So I remember your centerpieces at your wedding. That was what, pumpkins?
Yeah, somebody carved a pumpkin.
With a spoon.
Yeah, we had a fall wedding. It was a pumpkin, miniature pumpkins. Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
little small
Yeah.
pumpkins.
It was a nice carving though.
I don't think I was even invited to your wedding.
I didn't know you really back then. Again,
Oh, and
we had a gap of like 10 years. I didn't know you.
the guy who
No,
carved
moving
that
on.
pumpkin.
Let's see. We do need a breath of silence. Kirk Douglas died at 104 years old. Really makes you think.
Soon.
Too soon. Too soon.
Shocking.
No offense. He kind of looked like a ghost before he died. I couldn't believe he was still alive.
It was obvious he was going to be the last person in the Oscar montage of dead people.
Oh, was he?
I did call it before the show even started.
And no one took you up on the bet.
Kobe was first, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was Kobe in there?
Luke
Yeah.
Perry wasn't even in it.
No.
There were a few
I was
that
reading some of the
Why was
snubs.
Kobe in?
He won an Oscar last year.
Yes, he is an Oscar winning producer.
Okay. I'll give you that. And look what
Yeah,
happened to
that
him.
makes more sense than him being celebrated at the Grammys. I don't think he won one of those.
Didn't he have a song?
He probably had a spoken word thing.
Oh, okay. Who doesn't? Let's
Buy
see.
Hobie's spoken word album. You can find it on iTunes.
You can. Scab Jeff won a Grammy for it. We're also recording on the night of the New Hampshire primaries. Pretty exciting.
That's tonight.
It is pretty exciting. Joe Biden left New Hampshire at 1:30 p.m. today.
Well, he was done campaigning.
He was. He said, I'm going to South Carolina. They're like, do you think that you gave up on New Hampshire? No. Even if we were leading by a lot, we still would have left by now. I don't think you would have.
That's a Bernie stronghold, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, you're not
If
going to...
Bernie wasn't going, if they said Bernie or Peter,
Pete Buttigieg.
thank you, Pete. Thank
Booty
you.
gig?
Yeah, booty. I'm going with booty gig from now on. Not to go political, but yeah. So that's today. It's pretty exciting. Everybody get out and vote today. We can vote, right?
Yeah, we can vote in the New Hampshire,
Hampshire?
primary.
Okay.
Yes.
yeah, I did my absentee.
Good call.
Yeah, I sent it in a while ago.
They had somebody on MSNBC today in the cafe, the local cafe in New Hampshire, which I'm sure is the only cafe in New Hampshire, and they were interviewing, and everybody they interviewed was 75 years and older and was a woman, and it was like an old granny, and they're like, "Wow, we did," and then they interviewed a barber. And that was it. And I'm like, this might be the whitest interviews I've
Well,
ever
it
seen.
is
in my-
New Hampshire.
I give you that, but it's just funny to see, like, well, let's go to another voter. Yep, it's an old white woman. Next, old white woman. And then the white women, anybody, they're telling them who they voted for. Don't tell the guy who you voted for. Screw you. It's my right. I don't have to tell you that shit.
But that's how they do exit polls, Jason.
Why are you so anxious to hide your vote when you come out? Are you embarrassed by who
Did
you
you vote for
vote
Trump? Are you a Trump supporter, Jason?
No. I'm not telling you who I voted for.
But it wasn't Trump.
It was Kodos.
Probably Andrew Yang.
Probably Kobe Bryant.
Oh,
Well, good thing Kobe didn't win, because now we would have to be going through the vice president taking over. You think he would have been in that helicopter if he was president? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Marine One?
No, it would have been that helicopter.
anybody? I got something on here about Kevin James. Kevin James, intern, is this you? Did you want to talk about Kevin James?
Oh, I always want to talk about him.
Yeah.
Jim, who wrote Kevin James on my outline?
Well, it's on your outline.
So go ahead and talk about it.
Did you know that his real name is Kevin George Kniffing? Knipfing?
Is this a Kevin James news? We have music for that.
That's pretty interesting. Are there more interesting Kevin James facts?
Let's see. He's widely known for playing Doug Heffernan on the CBS sitcom The King of Queens.
Sitcom's a push.
I have seen that before.
That's a stretch.
Probably a top 5 sitcom ever.
He was born in Mineola, New York.
Reason why I hate Mineola. Amongst many, many reasons.
What's a second reason?
It's in New York.
It's a dumb name? Yes, I'm going with that.
Kevin James is the second son of Janet, a homemaker who also worked in a chiropractor's office, and Joseph Valentine Niffing Jr.
Valentine. What?
Valentine,
How
it ties in.
seasonal?
We'll get to that when we get to the Twitter poll of the week, though.
Yes. His father owned an insurance agency.
Oh, fuck him.
Another reason to hate
Fuck
Mineola.
this guy.
They have insurance agents.
Ugh.
His brother is Gary
Larry?
Joseph Niffing,
No.
but he goes by another name.
I don't trust this guy. He doesn't even go by his real name in Hollywood. Who does that?
Everybody.
Oh.
I wonder what the breakdown is.
They have a sister named Leslie.
Ugh.
Well, they have a brother named Leslie.
Wasn't Leslie the name of Doug Heffernan's sister in King of Queens?
Oh, probably.
Can't remember now.
It was Ricky Lake.
Yeah.
What?
Ricky Lake
Ricky
played.
Lake.
Oh, I thought that was the name.
No, that's who played his sister on
Oh,
King of
okay.
Queens.
He was raised Catholic and stayed in 2012. He is very active in his faith.
Oh. Something's
So not only raised Catholic, stayed Catholic.
Yes.
well, something's got to get him through the day.
He graduated from Ward Melville High School.
Ward Melville?
Ward Melville High School.
What's the mascot for Ward Melville High School?
Ooh, let's see.
Let me look that up.
Okay, moving on. Here we go. Twitter poll of the week this week. You can follow us on Bad Ideas Podcast. A Bad Ideas Podcast. In honor of Valentine's Day, what is your favorite Valentine's Day movie? We had options of My Bloody Valentine, Blue Valentine, Valentine's Day, and other. This is the first time that only two people, a lot of people voted, but only two were voted on, two of the categories, two of the picks. Let's see. This one was winning 53.8% to 46.2%. Other beat My Bloody Valentine. That's it. That's a whole lot of people not liking any of those picks. Blue Valentine or Valentine's Day, the romantic comedy.
I just don't watch movies on Valentine's Day.
Well, you know
so-
what? Intern, I couldn't get a hold of this week, so I had to come up with one my own.
But
I have not seen 3 of the 4 of these.
Did you see Blue Valentine?
I saw
My phone
other.
never rang.
I've seen other.
Other's my
Blue
favorite.
Valentine. It's Ryan Gosling and Michelle Williams.
That one.
There is lots of nudity in it.
Of which one?
Blue Valentine. Lots of Michelle Williams naked.
I was about to say Ryan Gosling naked.
I'd be okay with it.
Jeannie of Hobie said, my tradition has always been to see non-romantic movies on Valentine's Day. With that said, Deadpool was and is my favorite.
How is Deadpool not romantic?
It's true.
It's the entire thing he does.
That's all. It's all about the romance and his girlfriend and trying to get back.
Right.
It's more romantic than Bloody Valentine.
Marina Baccarin.
Randall McDaniel, a.k.a. R.J. Holt, had The Cutting Edge. So bad, but so good.
It's not good.
No.
Let's see here. Doug, number one fan, had old Greg the Hammer Valentine matches.
Nice.
Especially when he had the cast on his leg, so Ronnie Garvin couldn't do anything with it. And intern Hackney put usually anything with Gary Valentine in it.
Do you know who that is?
No, I have no idea.
His real name is Gary Niffling.
I don't know what this is.
He is Kevin James's brother.
He is best known for playing roles in
Kevin James movies.
and TV shows.
The Ward Melville High School mascot is the Patriot.
That's why we don't like that city.
We built this city on rock and roll.
Well, you
We built
realize the
this
person
city.
who wrote that song just won an Oscar on
Yes,
Sunday?
because of last week you were talking about that.
That was great.
So let's see here. And then also, anybody watch the XFL this weekend?
Nope.
I enjoyed
I
it.
watched Here Comes the Boom.
Get out.
Yeah, why isn't XFL on the
It's been scratched out by Kevin James. I enjoyed XFL. My son enjoyed it. It is minor league football, but it was enjoyable. And my son said that was a better presentation than the NFL does.
Is it better than college football?
See, I like the non-big conference games in college football. I like seeing the MACs and all those teams play. So I think it's on par with that. I enjoyed it.
But you're saying the power conference football is better than XFL.
I don't know if it's better. I get bored with the power conference. I don't care about Ohio State. I don't care about Alabama. I don't care about LSU, those games.
I watched Hitch this weekend.
Oh, that's a good movie, actually. You know what? That's Kevin James' best film. And it was good until the ending with the big thing. Big thing.
The big thing?
On Will Smith's face when he got allergic to that thing. But, yeah, XFL, not bad. I enjoyed it. We'll be watching again.
The 10, maybe 15 minutes that I had a chance to watch while I was working at the bar on Saturday looked all right. I mean,
Pat McAfee was awesome in the Sunday night game.
yeah.
Sunday night game was a worst game of the weekend, but Pat McAfee was hilarious.
It's not going to take him long to get a gig in the NFL broadcasting.
Fuck at that. XFL, baby. Let him be the lead guy.
So Jason, I hear you're rooting for another losing organization.
Yeah, Tampa did not look good. And I may switch because I would like
Well,
to...
of course, you're a Fairweather fan. We know that.
Well, first off, their uniforms are a lot uglier than I thought. It was neon green. And then...
that's why you picked them.
Yeah, they look really bad on TV. look a lot better on Twitter and not moving. And then my son was like, I really like the New York Guardians jersey uniforms because it was the gargoyles and all that stuff. And I'm like, those are pretty badass, but it's a New York team. I don't know if I can root for a New York team.
Are they gargoyles or stone lions?
They originally said gargoyles when the XFL thing, and then they kind of morphed into statues of lions. But it also kind of looks like
food dogs.
It kind of looks like Zool from Ghostbusters.
It's like, I assumed, taking the lions out front of the library there in New York.
It's a little bit of a mix. But anyways, so yeah, it was enjoyable though. I liked that there was 1 foot in bounds as a catch. I like the kickoff that the guys are closer.
They can't move until the receiver catches the ball, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're both on the 30-yard line, I think, of where the kicker's on the 20. Both teams are on the 30-ish around that. That's kind of fun. I like the extra points. They can go for 1 point at 2-yard line, 2 points at the 5, and 3 points at the 10. And I was like, you know what? I actually like that. It makes it a lot more fun. And it gives you, if you're down by 8 or 9, you have a shot. Of course, the other adage is don't be down by 9. But I like I said, my son watched all the games, and he actually really enjoyed it. So I was like, good for him. And it's getting rave reviews online. A lot of people liked it. And first week, they sold more tickets, paid tickets, than the AFL, is it? AAF. Sold the whole time. So 17,000 is what they averaged at each stadium. They had over 17,000 at each stadium.
Now, can they keep that up, or is that...
Yeah.
It got good word of mouth. And the ratings were decent, which doesn't say anything because last time they were strong.
Because it's February.
There's nothing else on.
Which is smart.
Well, that's when you should play it.
My guess is they end up averaging around 10,000 a game.
I could see that. But you know what the problem is that I had is that they're playing in too big of stadiums. They need to find a way to get smaller stadiums, but
Playing high school stadiums.
college is what I'm thinking of.
College have the largest stadia.
No, sorry, not the big ones. Well, I guess you could do lower one. Could you do smaller colleges maybe?
Oh, play it in your college stadium?
Yes, do that. So like a high school. But that was the only thing that I didn't like was that you could definitely tell. But it's the first year, and Vince McMahon has enough money for 3 years, is what they said, at minimum.
They can play in Jacksonville. I heard that they have a couple more opening dates here.
They should play in those 2 weeks that they're not there. The All-Star game for the XFLs then. So Vince McMahon has enough money for 3 years minimum invested in this league. He has enough already in there that there's no issue for that. So we'll see what happens. And like intern said, there's nothing else on TV at this time. You know what? People, if you like football, who cares?
Right? Yeah. No.
Do you know what's on a lot at this time?
What's that?
Hockey?
Pixels?
Oh, Pixels.
Grown-ups?
Grown-ups, too, actually.
I know what you're doing. And I don't like it.
The Zookeeper
Oh, yeah.
has been making the rounds, too.
There's lots of reruns of King of Queens on.
Yeah,
Paul
they're-
Blart, is that on?
Paul Blart's on.
Yeah, just not 2. They
Not
don't.
2.
They don't play 2 as much as they should. But
Get out. Let's do some listener feedback.
It's time for the bomb listener feedback. Brought to you by the Andrew Yang presidential campaign. Vote for Andrew before he suspends his camp. Oh, too late.
Did he suspend it today?
Yes.
just announced.
Oh, that's why you were joking about it. Oh, I didn't hear that. Okay. Real quick on Twitter, New Hampshire primary candidates await results with all polls closed in key Democratic election. Guess they're going to be waiting for a couple days. They're just sitting there waiting for 3 more days.
Well, we know how New Hampshire works. They all get in the gym, and they have a show of hands.
No, that was Iowa.
No, this is New Hampshire. They're all that's the presidential. That's their actual presidential, not their actual election.
Oh.
They all meet in one place and everybody raises their hands because they're one of the first ones to open and close, and they're always one of the last ones to finish counting.
Well, in all honesty, though, their education system is only behind Alabama up there, so it's okay.
Now we lost our New Hampshire.
We actually do have
listener.
New Hampshire listeners. I apologize.
It's all right to make fun of Alabama because everyone there stopped listening to us a long time ago.
So, a little
Do they
insight.
have the internet in Alabama?
I don't think so.
So, real quick, listeners, this is actually true. We did have, we can see where people listen, and we have a pretty good showing. But then Alabama has never been a high on us, and we started making fun of their education system about 3 years ago. And literally within 2 weeks, we lost every listener in Alabama.
Well, there might have been, 2 downloads a show from Alabama? So
Alabama
2
was
people.
low, very low. And everyone else is happy, but yeah, Alabama stopped.
Maybe with the intern bump, we'll get some of those guys back.
I'm hoping.
Roll Tide.
Are you still at 0 in Alabama?
I haven't checked in a while, probably a year, so I'll double check. But it was funny, though. It was like, oh, there they go.
Okay, first we have from Doug.
Number 1 fan,
Can't give yourself a nickname?
7.
Ape hands.
Dad,
Why hasn't anyone thought of this? Per Brad Meltzer's Twitter, daughter just said to me, instead of killing half the population, why didn't Thanos just use the Infinity Stones to create double the resources?
Mind blown.
No, not really. I just did because it doesn't give you don't give the lesson of overconsumption to people if you just double everything. Then people will continue to use even more stuff. If you kill everybody off and there's a lesson there where maybe we shouldn't do it, maybe it'll stick in and people won't overconsume.
And even though the grocery store has a lot of groceries in it, have you ever been to a crowded grocery store? Wouldn't you rather be to a less crowded grocery store with less resources inside of it?
but there's a 50-50 chance that you'll be the one not going to the grocery store because
Are you willing to take that chance?
You've clearly never been to a crowded grocery store if you're not willing to take that chance.
What about a crowded grocery store, let's say, on Ferguson Avenue?
That's
Cincinnati.
the one.
The problem is they still only have 3 registers open, and 2 of those registers will have somebody writing a check. It doesn't even matter, even after the 50%.
Maybe Thanos could have made more registers.
And regardless, at the grocery store that I go to, there's always a bagger until you come up, and then they walk away.
Maybe it's just you.
I have no. This guy can bag for himself.
Normally
And then they
people
walk to
rush
the one
over to
next.
bag for me.
So I was in a grocery
yeah,
store.
I always get a bagger.
So I was in a grocery store 2 weeks ago. I do a lot of the grocery shopping, and my kids were in there, and it was a rough day. It was a long day, and my 3 kids were doing fine, but everybody's ready to go home. It was like 7:15 at night. We get up to the registers. We're scanning it, and the bagger goes, and there's a woman, and she's like, looks at the cashier. She goes, "If I'm going to throw up, do I just go or do I stay? And do I have to ask permission?" And the cashier's like, "What?" And I'm like, and I'm serious. I looked at her. I was like, "Go!" And I'm like, "What are you doing? You're bagging my groceries." And I was like, "If you throw up in my bags," and the cashier's like, "I'm sorry, what?" She's like, well, I'm pregnant. Okay, that's better because. And she's like, but if I get sick, like I don't feel good. I was like, go. And the cashier's like, you can just go. I was like, give me that. I'm going back myself.
I don't care what Kroger's policy is. As the customer,
Please go throw up somewhere else.
Reminds me of the scene in Shawshank Redemption where Red's in the grocery store and he's like, can I go take a piss, boss? And he's like, you don't have to ask me every time you have to go take a piss. If you have to go, just go.
Yeah, that was a little odd. I was like, can you just? I was like, go, just go. I do not need you throwing up in a bag. She could have had coronavirus. Who knows?
she doesn't have coronavirus.
She's pregnant.
No, she drank too many Coronas.
While pregnant. Okay, go on.
Next, we have from Nick Albright. Jeff Arumbo. I just got back from my second non-family vacation ever. New Orleans. It was a blast. How many bead necklaces would it take for you to show your tits? Hashtag just order from Amazon for me.
13.
13 strings of beads.
Yep.
13.
Oh, I should have said 69.
Yep.
Nice.
Gronk.
You're not Gronk.
No.
That was Latin Heat by Vincent Tone.
You should have said it's a couple thousand because I guess he's going to buy them for you.
Oh, and then I could have that many to throw at other people.
Yes.
Oh, I thought 13 would be enough to throw at other people. Oh, and then we get a sequel to the song. Jason doesn't know how to hit
From
stop.
intern Hackney.
He can read his own.
Yeah, don't say it like that.
Give it to us, intern.
Stop it.
I can't.
My listener feedback is Alex
turn the
Trebek-
music off now.
Yes, please. That's terrible.
That was Butterfly Bath by Sound Force.
Never listen to that again.
I love the title though.
Is it a bath of just butterflies in it?
I don't know.
Or is it a butterfly getting a bath?
It's when you walk into a meadow and your like butterflies just swarm around you.
Ooh, that's another version.
And they have wet leaves, so it's like, or leaves. Wings. That's what I meant.
Butterflies have leaves for wings.
I like when you go to like the butterfly exhibit thing at Crone Conservatory and all the kids are there and they get to learn about life and death because there are thousands and thousands of dead ones just all over the ground.
Or the people that go there and to look at the butterflies and then one lands on them and then they freak the fuck out. What did you think was going to happen?
And it's a
not
butterfly.
the zoo. They're not animals in a cage.
Oh my God! It touched me.
Yeah.
It's like the most beautiful of all insects. Why are you freaking out over a butterfly?
Is it truly an insect?
Yes.
Is it an
yes.
insect? Okay.
Okay, Brian, what did you say? What was your?
I just recently found out that Alex Trebek has no say in his successor. I find it pretty crazy that he doesn't have any say as long as he's been there.
That's
mean,
that's kind of interesting.
He's not the producer.
yeah, I get it, but
He's
you figure like
he's
guys
working
like
for the
him-
man.
I'm kind of shocked he isn't a producer anymore or yet.
You think Merv Griffin gives that up?
Is Merv Griffin still alive?
Yeah.
Really? Damn.
But he can be an associate producer or some type of role
Okay,
in it.
so Jeff is the biggest Jeopardy fan that I know. Who would you pick?
Me.
Okay, besides you, what person would you pick? Known person.
That guy right there.
The guy from what?
The guy from HQ who hosts HQ, Matt from HQ Trivia.
Okay, pick someone else.
For the longest time, I thought
Why
that was
wouldn't I-
Alfonso Ribeiro.
He would be a good one on it.
No, I've seen Catch 21, the game show he hosts on Game Show Network.
Wasn't he
That's-
on Roulette too?
He could have been on something else.
As long as it's not Chris Hardwick, I don't care.
Oh, fuck him.
Well,
Fuck
again,
that guy.
hosting a game show is so easy. The weatherman can do it.
That's how Pat Sajak got his job.
Yep.
Huh.
Who was it? Chuck Woolery, or who was the original?
It might have been Woolery. I can't remember.
And
Of
he-
Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, and he wanted more money, and he's like,
Merv Griffin was
Griffin's
I can go down the hall and get the weatherman to do what you do.
And he said, do it. And he walked down, pulled the weatherman out, and that was Pat Sajak, and that's how he got started on Wheel of
Nice.
Fortune 30 years ago.
Scab, who would you pick?
Ben Stein.
That's a good
He
one.
reads too slow.
That's a good pick, though. I like that
You
one.
got to be quick on your reading, though.
Would you do...
The Micro Machines guy.
Yes. Is he alive? I thought he died.
Neil deGrasse?
Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Yeah. I like Neil deGrasse.
You mean like from the
deGrasse
Canadian
High.
TV show?
deGrasse High.
Drake?
Yes. Drake.
So, in response to the question, did Michael Keaton get to choose Val Kilmer as his successor?
Well, that's a little bit different, I think.
Is it?
Well, he wasn't doing it for 20-something years.
So it's the amount of shows that
so.
you've done.
I think so.
Did Bob Barker pick
No.
Drew Carey?
No.
Didn't get to say
He
anything?
did
He picked
approve
Adam
him.
Sandler.
The price is wrong, bitch.
He did approve of him
Yeah,
doing
he,
it.
He had some sort of say in the approval process, but he didn't get the pick.
Drew Carey's a good pick.
Yeah.
Well, he
Really?
has to have
I've
something
never
to
liked
say
Drew
because
Carey on
he's
that
got
show.
to carry hold that famous microphone.
Yeah.
He does. I don't think Drew Carey is a bad pick at all because I think he's enjoyable enough. And I was a big Drew Carey fan before this. I never liked his show. His comedy was never anything I really liked. His best thing was him being in the Royal Rumble at WWE. Again, throwing over or eliminating himself. But I think he does a good job.
You
and
don't
that's
like
the-
fat guys.
Yes, that's it. But I think the issue is that you got to find somebody that's going to stay around for years. That's the biggest issue, and somebody that won't quit. Drew Carey's got a cushy job. He's going to stay there, have a good day.
Well,
be it
yeah.
for 20 years.
He let Bob Barker do all the hard work and
Correct.
get the show famous.
But that's the thing. You got to find somebody that will stay around.
And keep it relevant, too.
Correct.
Yeah, Alex Trebek got a cushy job. He let Art Fleming introduce and get the show up to.
He kind of was canceled.
How about Kevin Pereira? Always
Art
liked him.
Fleming asked the
Do I
question.
know who Kevin Pereira is?
He did Ask America, but he was also on G4 TV for a long time on Attack of the Show. He was really good.
I don't know him. Mario Lopez?
No.
No.
For Jeopardy, no.
Kevin James.
Kevin James. I vote Kevin James.
Donald Trump?
Okay, you can leave now. I mean, down the hall.
Will Ferrell.
No.
As Alex Trebek.
As Alex Trebek.
Done. Change approved.
Then I'll stop
Daryl
off.
Hammond.
Darrell Hammond.
Ah, that one's donut. Sorry. Playing HQ Trivia while we're recording.
Get out.
Sorry we're
They asked a
bothering you,
question
Jeff.
about the donut liquor.
Intern's been here less than you, and he's more invested in the show than you. Get out.
Okay, we'll move on
But I'm winning.
from
Not in life.
Scott at Scary Thoughts.
Oh, Scott. Canadian of the Year.
Yes. Will a flock of seagulls re-release Iran to capitalize on the upcoming war? Timely and degenerate minds would like to know.
It's degenerate.
Degenerate minds would like
He
to know.
corrected himself before anybody else corrected him.
Oh, I'm still doing it. I'm not a music guy, so who's got this?
No, they won't re-release it, and they really don't care about the war.
Like, there's only one guy left in the band, and he only plays county fairs because
Is that Mike?
I don't even know his Mike something. Yeah.
Did he? I know the other guy. I know one of the guys passed away.
Oh, probably.
Wasn't he joking here? And then you guys got all serious about it?
Oh yeah, he was 100% joking, but
So if there's only one left, you can't even refer to him as a flock, right?
Exactly.
But he could still run.
So far away.
And I run.
I run so far away,
Iran is so far away. It's like on the other side of the earth.
What do we got here?
and I ran all night and
Is
day.
everyone playing trivia except for me?
No,
And
I
me.
was, I was looking up. It's Mike Score and his brother.
How you doing, intern?
How are you?
So wrestling this week.
Alistair James Score. Ali
A-
Score.
AEW had Cody, and he was taking lashes this week. And did you see they got rid of the Nightmare Collective?
Yeah, I did.
They
see
cut that.
Yeah.
Good. I'm done with
I
that.
agree.
Oh, we got some corrections.
Oh no! Hey, we're back on the show. Great.
Somebody screwed up last week. Corrections from Doug. You buried the lead on Klaus.
Klaus.
Clues.
Klaus. Christmas was created by a mailman.
It is a mailman story in it.
It is a mailman. I didn't know that was a big deal.
Did you see up until the day of the Oscars, that was running neck and neck with Toy Story?
I did.
God, I wish
That's
that
why
would've-
we both picked. That's one we both missed.
Klaus?
Yeah, we picked it to win because, Jesus Christ, we don't need a fourth sequel to win a best.
Toy Story
Award.
4 was lackluster.
It was like the worst of all Toy Story movies.
Did you see it?
I
No.
won't let you throw yourself away. I won't let you throw yourself away.
That was a horrible
I
song.
won't let you throw yourself away.
That was the worst of the songs nominated for
Left
best
foot,
song.
right.
And one of the worst performances on the Oscars.
Yes.
Did he sing it? Newman?
Did Eminem win best song this year?
He performed.
That was the only thing I saw of the Oscars this year. It was good.
I appreciated it.
It was good.
I've never heard Eminem with violins behind him. It was pretty good.
The cool part was all the beeping or silencing
Yeah.
of the.
Oh, well, and this goes into our next question from Professor One at Dr. One. What Best Picture winner was the worst film you have actually seen?
Oh, that was Greatest Show on Earth.
Other than The Greatest Show on Earth, what would you say?
Greatest show on earth.
It was, yeah,
The circus, you mean?
the movie with that
Oh,
title.
I was thinking of The Greatest Showman. I was like, that didn't win. My bad. Sorry.
yes,
Oh,
the,
you love a dream.
the Jimmy Stewart as a clown
yes,
movie.
yes, that was bad. That was bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize.
We were talking about it earlier in the show.
I know.
I haven't seen Around the World in 80 Days, but that looked like crap.
That was bad. I had to watch that for a film class. And I'm back in college, and I'm like, 80 days around it? Why? And I think he was on his kick of like Oscar films, and it was not.
Well, let's go to films that you've seen since you've been alive.
Oh, films.
So you can't judge the ones for a different time.
Oh, wow.
This is Best Picture winners.
Best Picture winners. What's the worst one that you've seen?
Okay.
It might be Moonlight. Moonlight was really bad. The camera
Was
work
it?
was awful. The plot didn't stick together. It had interesting ideas, but it never stuck together. And
Didn't La La Land win?
no,
I would have to say between Chicago
I like Chicago.
or The English Patient.
I haven't seen The English Patient,
But there's nudity, right?
but it probably would be The English Patient. Oh, wait, Titanic won.
It did.
Yeah, I'll go Titanic.
Did Out of Africa win?
yeah, I think
yes.
so.
That was awful. I remember watching that. Oh God.
Slumdog Millionaire.
I enjoyed
that.
Slumdog Millionaire.
Who wants to be a millionaire?
I wouldn't say this is okay. 12 Years a Slave. I thought it was a decent movie. It wasn't the worst. I'm not going there, but that was a disappointment too. I was not a big fan of that one.
Really? Because that was Brad Pitt's first Oscar.
Yeah, I saw it. Let's see here. We also got Crash. I don't think that's the worst.
No, I enjoyed Crash.
Yeah, it
Enjoyed
was-
Crash a lot.
Chicago.
I really enjoyed Chicago.
I'm just going through some of them
Yeah.
that people say.
The Artist.
Shape of Water.
Oh, Shape of Water.
You didn't like that one?
Oh, I hated that one.
Let's see.
I know a lot of people
Shakespeare in Love.
Shakespeare in Love, I was about to
Okay,
say.
Forrest Gump. I fucking hate that movie.
I don't
Yeah.
hate it,
Whoa.
but
I hate that movie.
That's Dr. Dana's favorite movie.
Really?
Well,
It is.
Dr. Dana needs to get her
Hey, she
opinions
can
better.
have her own opinion.
Really?
No, not in this room.
I don't even let you have an opinion, and you're sitting here.
Out of Africa won in 1985.
Just as long as I'm
Dances
putting up
with
a
Wolves?
fight for her, that's all she cares about.
Yeah, Dances with Wolves was one of those, like, the first time I saw it, I'm like, oh, I like this movie. Then I tried to watch it again, and I hated it.
The Sting.
Okay,
Sting was good. I like
Sting
that.
was
it?
good. Yeah.
I've never seen it. I'm just going through
that
some.
also wasn't your lifetime, was it?
Oh, we were just doing Lifetime?
Yes.
I thought
Oh.
you meant movies that we've seen.
Oh.
Because I was going to say, what about Oliver? Can we say Oliver?
Please, sir,
So
can
in
I
my
have
life-
some more?
Yeah, I was saying our lifetime. So,
Our lifetime, so we can judge it based
so
on...
how people today don't like Driving Miss Daisy, and how we don't like
That was
Greatest
during
Show on
my
Earth.
lifetime.
No, but that's during our lifetime.
How
But
about Gandhi?
Gandhi was real good.
Okay. I'm just going through them. Just going through some. Okay.
The Last Emperor.
Chariots of
I
Fire.
never saw that. But
Spielberg.
I'm going to say Forrest Gump is my is the worst one I've seen. I even like Titanic above it. Because
I like it better than Titanic.
I think
I
I'm going
have
to
to-
change mine to Shape of Water.
I have to have seen Titanic.
You never seen it?
Not all the way through.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm going with that. That's my pick. Jeff, what's yours?
Titanic.
Titanic. You said Shape of Water.
Shape of Water.
Intern.
Even over Schindler's List, I know that's one of your favorites.
Let's see.
I think Schindler's List was
Probably
better than-
Chicago.
Chicago.
Shakespeare in Love.
Shakespeare in Love. Okay. There you go. Let's see. I think that's it. We are going to do a Megan segment, but we're going to do that next week when Blake's back. From the Cinema Guys. I'm Megan. So I'm excited about that.
They're called Megan segments now?
Yep.
But Harry won't be here next week.
Maybe in 2 weeks then.
Yeah, because next week is we're going to try something new next week.
We are trying something new. Next week, first time ever in 320 episodes, 21 then, we are going to do a wild card episode. No outline. And none of this is scripted. We just have an outline of things that we're going to hit on. But next week...
None of this is scripted, so I shouldn't bother reading the script anymore?
Well, that's the box office news. Anyways, next week we are doing a wild card episode. No outline. We each get to pick a top 5 of our own. So most of them won't overlap. If they do, that's kind of creepy. And basically everyone's bringing 2 to 4 topics to the table. So it'd be a little interesting. So not that it's really a big deal because, we usually go off outline pretty often.
But saying we go off script occasionally.
We do. So,
I don't
next week,
believe it.
How's Kevin James doing?
He just tweeted after the Oscars that he wanted to work with Parasite.
The director.
Yeah.
Oh.
Does he want to be a Marvel superhero too? Because everyone wants to do that too.
No, he doesn't want to.
Okay.
No. What's the director?
Bong Joon.
Bong Joon-ho.
Yes.
Okay.
Because one of his comments in the back was they were talking to him and he said asking him about when he was directing and he said, I like to eat a lot on set. So Kevin James captured that and said, I really want to work with this guy.
Anyways, so let's do some news of the geek.
It's time for a new installment of the News of the Geek.
Oscar winner Scab Jeff edition. Scab, let's get into this. You picked some last week. We're going to see how many you did right. Performance by an actor in leading role nominees. You pick Joaquin Phoenix and Joker. You won that. You got that correct.
I was pretty confident about that.
Jimmy keeping count over here.
I am keeping count.
Performance by an actor in a supporting role. You picked Tom Hanks.
I did not.
He actually picked Brad Pitt.
And you did? Okay. Well, you picked Brad Pitt, and you were correct.
He said Tom Hanks was great in the role and wouldn't mind him winning it, but he thinks Brad Pitt will win it.
That's what I get for pushing 15 seconds ahead. Let's see. Performance by an actress in a leading role nominee. You picked Renee Zellweger, and she won. She's been gone for like 10 years, comes back, does a role, and is...
And still
These
gives
were
weird
all
speeches.
the obvious ones.
Yeah, she did.
She's the queen of weird speeches.
She's a little weird in herself.
I thought Joaquin's was weirder.
Well,
Yeah,
that goes without saying.
He did kind of make me feel bad about drinking or putting milk in my cereal.
I didn't feel bad about it at all. Or eating that hamburger from the cow, the baby cow we ripped from the mother before we took her milk.
In fact, Jeff now actually at the Oscar party took a baby cow outside, ripped it from the mother, and ate it. Just to spite him.
He did try real hard to make people feel bad about eating meat, didn't he?
Oh, yes, he did.
He did.
And not
Like,
just,
this was
not
a
just,
normal thing to do.
just not eating meat, though. Like, using any animal product. Like, the milk, I mean, we're terrible for using other animals' milk, and we're terrible for eating eggs, even though they are dropped to the ground and discarded.
I really like people talk about we are the only species that drinks other animals' milk. We're also the only species that build skyscrapers and use computers
I don't know.
And does podcasts.
and does podcasts.
I've seen cats use computers before. Not well. Not well, no. But
I've seen my dad use computer not well either. I would put a cat in charge of that.
So that was a bad example, Jim.
Yeah, way to go.
No, I haven't seen a cat build a skyscraper.
You just haven't looked hard enough.
Yeah, those alley cats. Put them to work. They can accomplish a lot.
They made a movie.
Yeah. Can we talk about them on the Oscars?
Just a second.
Okay.
Let's get through this here, and then we'll do some highlights and lowlights. Performance by an actress in a supporting role. You pick Laura Dern. She won. You're doing good right now.
4 for 4.
I am.
Best animated feature film of the year. You picked Toy Story 4.
And
you
it
were
won.
right.
Boo. I'm still booing that one.
Achievement in directing. You picked Sam Menendez for 1917. Thank you.
Mendez.
From 1917. You were wrong. Bong Joon-ho from Parasite won.
I was very surprised by that.
I was going to ask you. Let's see here. Best documentary. You picked Obama.
I did.
And you were correct. I was really surprised by that. I really didn't think he would win.
By Obama, you mean American Factory,
Yes.
and by him winning, you mean the movie that his company
Produced. Yes.
So he gets an Oscar.
He himself was not a producer of it.
How far do the
His
Oscars
studio,
go?
his studio is going to have an Oscar sitting there in its lobby.
How far the names that are written down when you see them are the
The ones that get the Oscars.
yeah.
Achievement in music written for motion picture. You picked Right Foot, Left Foot by Randy Newman.
I did not.
Come on, Jeff, sing it. Sing it, Jeff. Oh, I was waiting for Jeff now to sing it.
Oh,
No, you.
I do. I can't let this off the
I can't let you. I can't let you. I can't let you throw yourself away. Is that anywhere close?
I think he wanted you to sing Left Foot, Right Foot.
Oh, left foot,
Thank
right
you.
foot, left foot, right foot.
You picked.
Yeah,
She
that was
grabs
pretty
the
close.
apple. She bites the apple. She's chewing an apple.
Fuck you, Randy. Stand Up from Harriet is what you picked. And winning is I'm Going to Love Me Again from Rocket Man.
I should have picked that one. Stand Up is probably a better song, though.
Is
Yes,
this
I will agree. Stand Up was the better song based off the performances at the Oscars, and that Rocket Man song was not good. I'm sorry, Elton.
is this Elton's first?
Yes.
Is it?
No, Elton won for Lion King soundtrack.
Oh.
Whichever song from the Lion King won, I can't remember if it was "Circle of Life" or "Can You Feel the Love."
It was Can You
Tonight.
Feel the Love?
Like,
I think he had 3 of them nominated from that.
Jeez.
I think like the Rocket Man song was the second worst song of the 5 that were nominated, in my opinion.
Next to Randy Newman.
Yeah, ahead of Randy Newman. I'm actually, even though the movie that Jeff said was horrible,
Breakthrough.
I'm standing with you. It's probably the second best song.
You know, it's sad that Breakthrough can now say Oscar-nominated Breakthrough film.
I watched it because it was awesome. I saw the preview and
it
I'm like,
looks
I'm
so
glad
bad.
I'll never have to watch this. Ah, crap.
I will say I did enjoy the performance of the Frozen song, where they had all the people from like different countries, like 9 different countries, sing a line in their
Native tongue.
native tongue. Like those are the people who dubbed the lines for their
Huh.
country's release of the
That was a
movie.
good performance.
So I enjoyed that performance.
I just didn't think the song was as strong as other songs in
So that's the-
Disney movies in the past.
So that's the first one you missed.
Second one.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Parasite is what you picked for Best Motion Picture, and that was correct. That was correct.
He didn't listen to himself.
I know.
At
That's
the
what lost me the
Oscar
trophy
party.
at the Oscar party.
You picked Jojo Rabbit for Best Adapted Screenplay, and that's what won.
I didn't pick that in the Oscar poll either. Or in the Oscar party either.
See, there you go. That's why you
I would have
lost.
won by 2. By
That's
one.
by Taika,
Taika Waititi.
who directed Thor Ragnarok.
He did direct Thor Ragnarok.
My son has never seen it, so he started watching it last night. We're halfway through it. It was only the second time I watched it. I really enjoyed it more the second time than the first
It's
time.
a fun movie.
Yeah, yeah, and he's really enjoying it too.
So's Jojo Rabbit. Saw that this past weekend.
And you liked it?
And I really liked it.
And he also played Adolf Hitler.
In it, yep.
Jojo Rabbit.
Jojo Rabbit.
And then Best Original Screenplay, you picked Parasite, written by Bong Joon-ho, and he's the one that won. So what is that? 13 picks,
He
And
got
he missed
10.
2.
and he. I'm sorry, how many?
He got 10 right.
Count how many that was up. While we do this, Scab, what was your biggest surprise of the Oscars? 10 out of 12?
10 out of 12.
Which three did I miss?
2.
10 out of 12.
Oh, 10 out of 12.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Was Parasite the biggest? I mean, you thought it probably deserved to win over 1917, but did you expect it to?
I thought it had a good chance. I think director was what threw me off the most.
Well,
What won cinematography? Was that?
1917.
Okay. That would have surprised me if that didn't win cinematography, but
Ford versus Ferrari won editing.
yeah, that was up on top of all the lists. I think it was director that I thought
Surprised
they'd give it to One Shot, the guy who did the One Shot, Sam Mendes. But I was very surprised when they gave it to him.
HBO is making a miniseries of Parasite. They announced it today from the same creator, but I guess they're doing an American version of it.
Maybe I should watch the movie.
Mark Ruffalo is starring in it.
Wow, that's all been.
I guess
pretty
it's
quickly,
been in
yeah.
the works, but they released the information after the Oscars. So, but yeah, he's starring in it.
Was this the first time that the winner of the Directors Guild Awards or whatever, who was nominated for Best Director, didn't win Best Director?
I doubt it.
I thought they were saying something about that. Like other times, it wasn't actually like the person who won wasn't nominated. Like I think when
Affleck.
Ben Affleck was up and stuff like that. But I think that was like, if you win this, you're going to win Best Director, is pretty much a shoo-in.
If you're nominated for Best Director.
Right, if you're...
Okay. I don't know. It would surprise me if that was true, though, because different voting people,
Have they been doing that award for that long, though? Like, it could only be like the last 10 years or something.
For the Directors Guild, I don't know how long they've been doing that. Good point.
But I was very surprised when that came up. So I'm going to say that one.
Did you like this Oscars?
I did.
Okay. Do you think they need to go back to a host? I keep seeing Steve Martin and Chris Rock should team up
They did.
to host it.
I really didn't like the opening music number.
Janelle Monáe.
I think the thing with the host is it makes it longer.
Okay.
I mean, I know this still ran over by a half hour.
Well,
But-
when you do 17-year-old songs, performances
yeah,
in
when
the
you
middle
throw
of
in
it.
Eminem performing. Is that because they wouldn't let him perform when it was
No,
nominated?
he refused to.
Oh.
And so he came back and did it this time. So he said that was one of his biggest regrets, was not performing. So,
So do you think he called him? Is that offer still up for me to play my song? They're like, sure, show up.
why not? I did like Martin
These
Scorsese.
songs kind of suck, so yeah, this is a good year.
I like Scorsese falling asleep during it. That was fun.
I missed that.
Yeah.
I missed that too.
Yeah, he was asleep.
It was past nap time.
Well, that's what they said. He hates Marvel films and rap. It's like, well, he's 80. Leave the guy alone.
Oh, almost everybody gave Eminem a standing ovation.
Nothing's
I'm like,
better than seeing rich white people dancing to Eminem rap. It was just awkward, some of that. But yeah, he did a hell of a performance. So that was the only thing I saw.
I don't know how good of a performance he did. It kept being bleeped out or
out.
silenced out.
He's going to cuss now. Hit it. No, he didn't. He's going to cuss now. Nope, no, he isn't. What did you want to talk about? Intern with the cats?
Yeah, so James Corden and Rebel Wilson came out and dressed in their
Cat outfit.
costumes.
Oh, that was terrible.
Well, it's Rebel Wilson.
The
Does that
problem was
surprise you?
those outfits were better
Better
than a lot of the dresses that were out there.
Oh, that's true.
Like
Including Kristen Wiig.
whatever Kristen Wiig wore. Was that the toilet brush?
That's exactly what Erica said. She's like, looks like a toilet brush cleaner.
And it was like a costume or makeup award, wasn't it? So in the future, whenever you brag to people and you show them your Oscar thing, they're going to see the people in the cat costumes in the background handing you the Oscar when you go up there. Which
You're like, you designed cats?
No, I didn't.
Let's see.
What else? The other Oscars?
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf and what's his name?
Zach
Yeah.
something. I don't really
his co-star from Peanut Butter Falcon and giving their award away. The kid has Down syndrome and he struggled a little bit. It's a big situation for him, nervous and everything. And Shia LaBeouf kind of helped him through, was kind of joking with him, laughing,
He seemed
smiling.
pissed.
That's just his natural attitude.
I am scared of Shia LaBeouf.
I personally thought he felt bad that he was part of it, put this kid in a situation where he seemed very uncomfortable and might not be able to even finish saying it. And I think he kind of felt bad for being part of that.
Yeah.
I think Shia was LaDouche was upset because he had to leave his art exhibit, so that was part of the reason.
It's when Shia LaBeouf was asked to give an award. He said, "I would do it if Zach would do it with me," and that's the reason why he was up there. So he wanted to give him an Oscar moment, is what he wanted.
What movie
to do.
was it?
Peanut Butter Falcon, or is what the?
Did you like that, Scab?
It wasn't
Peter Butter-
nominated.
It wasn't
Oh, it wasn't
nominated.
nominated
No,
for anything.
No, they were presenting, and
Oh.
That's his co-star from.
From what I'm reading, that's kind of his he's coming back around. Like he's changed, and that movie supposedly has had a huge impact on him, changing his life, and so I think they're trying to get him to.
Can we still call him LaDouche?
You can.
Okay, thank you.
Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
If anybody hasn't seen it, look up on YouTube the Rob Cantor video of Shia LaBeouf. It is absolutely hilarious.
Let's see.
The other, what do you? I was not a big fan of Billie Eilish's version of Yesterday. I know people raved about it.
I really liked it.
Jeff liked it. I hated it. We discussed it at the time.
I didn't mind it. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible.
There's a much.
It goes down as one of the worst versions of that song I've ever heard.
The guy in Yesterday did it much better.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I kind of enjoyed that movie, even though Jeff hated it.
I never saw. I never saw.
But you still hated it.
Anything else you guys want to
How
talk
come
about?
none of those songs are nominated for best song?
Yeah, they were originals.
Yeah, none of them were. Yeah, that's the thing is they don't write an original song for Yesterday, but you get frickin' Elton John to write an original song for a movie about his life, and it's like, oh, come on, shouldn't it just be the old songs? Stupid Elton John. I'm bitter, even though I picked that song to win.
Yeah, I did at the party, but not in this. So what percentage is 10 out of 12?
Oh,
Very high.
It's B though, right?
5, 6.
It is B. It's not an A.
Okay. Real quick, we have some quickies, and also Jeff, thank you for doing this. Every year we like it that you do the thing. You hit 83% this week or this year. You're correct.
What was I last year?
I think you were around 70% actually. Around that.
He doesn't know.
No. 1 year you were 40. I remember that. But you've done well. So they should listen to you next year on their Oscar polls. So let's see here.
If Jeff would have listened to himself, he would have won.
You would have.
Yep. If I had chosen what I chose on this,
Can I do an absentee ballot for you next year?
You should show up next year, like you said
know.
you were going to this year.
I said
until-
maybe. I said maybe.
No,
I said
no,
maybe.
You said I think I'm coming. I think
think
on
I
the
did.
air.
I
On
did.
the
I did
air,
that. I think
you
I did.
said that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Okay.
To Jason's defense, when he says maybe or I might,
That's a no.
It's 98%.
In my
no.
defense, I actually did have in-laws at my house. They came back from Hawaii.
That's the exact reason to leave.
I should have left.
In-laws are there, you leave. Your brother knows better than that.
I know. Real quick.
I mean, he leaves the house and doesn't even say hi to them.
it was true. He's a hero.
I think my favorite part of the Oscars though was Bong Joon-ho when they asked him what he was going to do. I will drink until the next morning.
Yep.
I like that guy.
Real quickie, some quickies here. Just one. This is just in honor of Scab Jeff being here because he's a Vin Diesel fan. Per Total Film, Vin Diesel says the final installment of the Fast and Furious saga could end up being split into 2 separate films.
Just like the
Harry Potter's and
the
Twilight.
Twilight.
Diesel said, I started planning for Fast 10. Dear God.
After 3.
Before we started filming Fast 9. Very much so. The universe is so robust and so rich with talent and rich with story that on one level, it's totally feasible to have spin-offs. And I think that's something that is inevitable. Universal deserves it because of how much they've invested in this little saga. It's not a little saga anymore. And it would be good to give back to Universal. Universal made about $1 billion on it. I don't think you need to give back to them anymore. They're fine.
Yeah, Universal did real well with this.
Yeah.
So we need to do a movie viewing where we'll watch the original and then watch like the latest and see how things have changed.
Do you want to?
Oh God, no, not really.
I like the first
I'm
one.
in.
Well, I know you're in.
I'm all in.
I like the first one.
But yeah,
It's your idea, Jeff. You have to do
oh,
it.
Crap.
Change approved?
Change approved.
Oh, let's live stream us watching it.
Okay. That's fine. Fast 10, he said, and for fans, should Fast 10 parts 1 and 2 be the conclusion? It would be nice for this world to continue for generations to come. No. Stop it. Stop it. It does not need to continue for generations to come.
Why not?
I don't know.
Neither
Fast
does
and
Star
Furious
Wars.
in space.
They have to go to space. They have to.
I probably the only chance I'll ever get to see Space Force in action.
Within the next 5 years, Space Force will be in action.
I turned in a resume for the Space Force and it got rejected.
I did like how Space Force was camo gear.
I wanted to
Aliens can't see them.
That's right, in space, camo gear.
I applied for the head of Space Force.
The head.
Dream big, Jim.
I play a lot of video games. Should be well.
That's a tease.
Yeah, the last Starfighter did not come and pick me after playing the video game.
Flight of the
either.
Navigator did not pick me. Real quick, speaking of spin-offs, anybody remember heard of the show Powers on, is it Stars?
Stars.
Yes.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
Star. I
50
remember-
Cents show?
Yeah.
It's ending this year. It's the final season. They're doing 3 spin-offs of it. 3 different spin-off
Is
series.
this the comic book related?
Yeah.
Powers.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's not. No.
Oh.
It is superhero, I think, isn't it?
But it's not based off of the comic book called
No,
Powers.
not based
Power
off it.
or whatever it's called. Okay.
Maybe it isn't. But it was. Yeah, I saw today 3 spin-offs. They have 3 spin-off characters they're working on. I'm like, geez, I did see real quick, Unbelievable, the Emmy winner.
That's Unbreakable.
Unbelievable about the serial rapist that the detectives are trying to search, and he kept going from county to county and all that. Whoa, was that good? I finished it up last night, and that is it will make you pissed off about some of the stuff, and then it's really good because it shows like the details on what the detectives do. It's not like they just went and caught him. They showed them that. Obviously, they sped it up, but they had to go through every suspicion.
No. You watched it in real time.
6 years. But they did like every suspicious vehicle within a 5-block radius that was called in during the night of the rapes in every single location. And then they had to go through and cross-reference it. They
Not
had to
the first detectives.
That's the issue. Is that fucker? That was and
He did go and apologize to her after.
yes. And did you see it?
Yeah.
The series? Did you like it?
Yeah.
It was Toni Collette.
Yeah.
Whew, she's a kick-ass.
Oh, was it a
detective.
series?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Netflix series.
It was 8 episodes. Really
And I was thinking it was a documentary you were talking about.
it's based on a real story.
Based off real story, but not documentary. It's,
Correct. And it was pretty accurate. Like I went back afterwards and read like how accurate everything was, and they did a pretty good job with it. They did change the names of the detectives because the detectives were like, we'll help you with it, but we don't really want our names famous and all that stuff. And it was pretty accurate on everything, but it was damn good.
The real life story that made the television show that I watched was Bad Blood.
Okay.
That is about the
With Will Smith and.
That's Bad Boys.
Oh, okay.
Bad Blood is the Montreal mafia.
Okay. Netflix.
Netflix. It stars. I'm trying to remember his name from Sons of Anarchy.
Ryan Hurst.
No.
Kim.
Yes.
Kim Coates.
Kim Coates. It's Kim Coates. And what? Anthony LaPagliano.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And
The
it's
guy from Cold Case.
yes.
What?
I would not have guessed that Montreal had a mafia.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's big because they have a big port, so all the drugs and weapons get sent to Montreal, and from Montreal gets distributed throughout the United States and Canada.
Is it a series? How long a series?
It's two seasons right now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So why does Youngstown, Ohio have a huge mafia presence?
Probably because it gets shipped down from Montreal.
But to Youngstown?
Well, so that's why.
I mean, the port would be in Cleveland. I could see that.
Even the mob doesn't want to go to Cleveland. Fuck that.
So anybody from the show going to be nominated for Canadian of the Year?
Kim Coates.
No, you can do Kim Coates.
Kim Coates could be nominated.
Considering most of all the other names from the show all died off in season 1.
Oh, spoilers. Spoilers.
Everyone but
Well,
Kim
it's
Coates
based-
and Anthony
it's based on
LaPaglia.
a-
True story.
No, he's based on a
dead?
true story. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was looking at something else to watch. I like the true crime ones and that.
It
After
was-
Unbelievable, I was trying to figure out what to watch.
I think The Pharmacist is going to be the next one that we watch.
I know.
That one looks really good.
That looks damn good.
There's a show that looks really good. It's got Steve Carell. It's called The Office or something like that.
Really? How many
That's on
seasons?
Netflix.
Not
I don't know.
anymore, It's not.
No, it's still on.
Is it?
Yeah.
Friends
End of
is
this
in-
year.
Friends is gone.
Oh, that's what.
I think The Office ends in this year or April. It's when Peacock takes over.
Ah, that's what it
I
was.
did see previews for The Pharmacist, though. That does look real
Yeah,
good.
it does look
I
pretty.
know nothing about the pharmacist.
Based on a pharmacist that started seeing the opiate crisis at the very beginning.
His kid OD'd, so he goes. It's like his kind of. He goes on a crusade and kind of goes through the doctors that are overprescribing and the corruption behind it all. Looks really good.
It does look good. Okay, let's do some box office news.
It's time for Box Office Bombs.
All right, box office bombs. Well, everyone's talking Birds of Prey did not live up to expectations. It made $33.33 million in its opening weekend budget of $75 million.
So it's not a bomb because worldwide it's already made its money back. I think it's over 80 million now.
84, I think.
Okay.
They did start changing the name of it. Did you see this, intern? They've now changed it Harley Quinn, something like the Harley Quinn movie, Birds of Prey, or something like that.
Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey?
Yeah, or something like that.
Put her name in it to
Yeah.
get more people.
Well, her name was in the
was-
long title.
it was-
Correct.
It was a-
Birds of Prey and the Glorious Emancipation of Harley Quinn, which is a better title than saying Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey.
Well, people are saying, idiots are saying, oh, this bombed, it's the death of DC. I'm not a big DC film fan anyways, but it's an R-rated film.
That was the biggest thing I read that said they lost a lot of their audience by it being R-rated.
They said it's better film for it, but
Yeah.
you're going to lose on. But
Was Suicide Squad R?
PG-13.
Yeah.
But,
And would have been a better film if it was R.
Yes.
and like Jeff, and we actually talked about it last week, nobody knew it was coming out.
Yeah.
It was a horror, like,
I'm like,
thought,
oh, that's this week? Oh, I mean, I thought it was at least going to be
For Valentine's
Day,
yeah,
like they were doing the Deadpool thing.
Yeah. That.
So it might pick up this weekend because it's better than anything coming out.
Yeah.
yeah. And like I said, I'm intrigued to see it. I would like to, but, it's, and again, I don't root for DC to die or anything like that.
No, I
in
prefer
films.
they did well.
Yeah. Of course, I saw Justice League.
Watchmen was so good.
Oh, the TV series?
meant the movie.
The movie.
Ugh.
Oh, it was good.
It was good.
TV series was excellent, though. Did you see that, Jeff?
I thought it was mediocre until the God Walks into a Bar episode.
that was a great
and that
episode.
was, and then I was just sold.
Oh, you didn't like the.
Well, I liked the rest, but I didn't love the rest.
the one episode, was it the one before that or two before it, when she took the nostalgia drug and then it showed like everything in the past,
The hooded.
the Hooded Justice
Hooded Justice.
backstory and everything, because
I did finally buy the actual book, Watchmen, which I started reading.
well, it's good. I got Jason's copy that he doesn't realize I still have.
Like you still have a copy of my American Psycho book?
Yeah, I have no clue where that is.
Hey, give me back my Watchmen. You give me back Mouse Guard.
Give me my money for fantasy football.
Damn it! I forgot about that.
Can you give me my DVD for Dancer in the Dark back?
Okay, so we all suck. Damn it! Hey,
Everyone
intern.
except for me.
Hey, intern. Give me my Rocky IV movie back.
He does run a great movie rental service called Brian Buster.
I do. Yes.
Oh.
Yep. We're strictly Blu-rays though.
Oh, they're going to say strictly porn.
We've transferred out of DVDs. We're strictly Blu-rays now.
And VHS.
So
No,
you upgraded all your DVDs to Blu-rays?
90% of them. Yeah.
That's a lot of dimp.
The one DVD he has left is The Time Machine. Guy Pearce.
Because they have not released that in Blu-ray.
Still waiting. Still waiting.
I got it on Laserdisc. I can go to my favorite chapters.
All right, number 2 this week, Bad Boys for Life, another $12 million, a total of $166.5 million on a $90 million budget.
Jim watched that this week.
Did you?
What's what?
Bad Boys?
No.
For Life.
Oh.
Bad Blood.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
1917 made another $9 million, a total of $132.5 million on a $100 million budget. Excuse me, had to burp off microphone. I hope at least was off microphone. Doolittle made $6.5 million, a total of $64 million on a $175 million budget.
It has not fallen as much as they thought. They said
it's kind of still in the top 5, which is surprising.
They said it will probably finish up around $80 million domestically.
And what's it doing worldwide?
I can double check.
Does-
it's not going to make his money back because they said the marketing was almost like 50 or 75 to 100 million.
Does the rest of the world care about Doolittle?
I hope not. God.
Well, even if they make their money back, they're not going to make another one based off of that. Number 5 this week, Jumanji: The Next Level made another $5.5 million, a total of $298.5 million on a $130 million budget. There will be another Jumanji movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Doolittle has made total worldwide 161 million.
So not even their budget back yet.
Yeah.
They might make their budget back by the time it leaves theaters. Upcoming on this Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2020, Fantasy Island.
A horror adaptation of the popular 70s TV show about a magical island resort. I'm actually kind of intrigued about it.
I'm not going to
I
see it
am
in the
too.
theater. But you know what would make that movie so much better? If you change the word horror to whore.
Well, okay, well, you
They don't even have to change the title of the porn.
who's starring in it? You got Lucy Hale, Pretty Little Liars, Maggie Q, Portia Doubleday, Charlotte McKinney. So yeah, you got whores in it. That's fine.
hey.
And then Michael Rooker, Kim Coates,
Michael Rooker,
Michael Pena.
whores. They're whores.
Bunch of whores.
Kim Coates, that whore. I agree with you, Jim. I actually am intrigued by it.
Yeah, I'm kind of intrigued. So I will see it, but probably not in the theater.
We also have The Photograph.
Take a look at this photograph.
I take it that's supposed to be your Nickelback version?
I think it was better than Nickelback. Take a look at this photograph.
No.
Okay, this movie, it's a series of intertwining love stories set in the past and in the present. This is your Valentine's Day love movie. Lakeith Stanfield, Issa Rae, Chelsea Peretti.
It's gotten actually decent reviews.
I'll watch it, but not in the theater. No. And
Honestly, I would go see Birds of Prey this weekend if I was going out for a movie.
wait, we still have one more coming out.
We do.
Oh,
Sonic the Hedgehog.
After discovering a small, blue, fast hedgehog, a small-town police officer must help it defeat an evil genius who wants to do experiments on it.
Is Kevin James the small town police officer? Because that sounds like a
even
Kevin
worse.
James.
Who is it? Jim Carrey's in it.
Jim
But
Carrey.
he's not the
Carries
small
the
town.
bad
No.
guy. He's Dr. Robotnik.
Who's the small town cop?
Who is it? James Marsden?
Yep, James Marsden.
Oh,
There's
even
a James,
better.
No, James Marsden sighting in a film. Brad from the Cinema Guys would like to state that he's excited about this. His kids are super excited about this. And he's like, you have to at least give them credit because they at least did change what Sonic looked like and postponed the film because of it.
Yeah, I will give him credit for that.
Unlike Cats, which was doing updates while the movie was still in theaters.
When they released the first glimpse of the movie and everyone said, what was that? This is a movie about Sonic, not whatever that is you showed us.
Do you think Sonic makes money? Do you think it could do it?
I think it might get a little bit more than its budget back, but
What kind
that's
of
about
budget?
it.
That's one of those.
That's what I'm looking up right now.
I'm imagining their budget went
Computer
up when they had
effects.
to redo everything.
Like Doolittle is $175 million.
Yeah, I hope to
and
God
this
it's not that high.
why is
85
Doolittle?
million.
Okay.
For the budget?
Yep.
James
Brian.
Marsden made $100.
Well, Jim Carrey would have
Probably
gotten
20
way too
million.
much.
I don't know. Is he the $20 million guy anymore?
Not anymore.
Not anymore, but
Let's see here. I was trying to figure out what.
now if he played the cop from Me, Myself, and Irene in this movie, I would go see it.
It's tracking 40 to 45 million. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
What?
Sorry. Nope. That changed.
Tracking 6 to 7 million.
As we speak, it's changing. As we're talking about it on the show.
It's plummeting.
It's getting that anti-Hobie jump.
20 to 25 million. Sorry.
Then it might not make its money back unless the international audience is like Sonic. I don't know. They may or may not.
They said with a 4-day weekend, they're hoping to hit 40 million because it's President's Day, too.
Oh, and this is that means no mail because all those post office people get every day of
Come
the
on,
week
Doug.
off.
Work.
I do have some special movie news and Vanderpump related.
Okay.
Oh, I heard this.
Everybody's least favorite person on Vanderpump, Lala, is filming a movie currently in Cincinnati with Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis.
Open Source. It's shocking that she got the role considering she is dating the producer.
Shot in my hometown of Norwood.
Yes.
And the
Don't say that too
producer was up for an Academy Award this
For The
year.
Irishman.
Yes.
Irishman. That's what I couldn't remember which one. Yeah, he was the producer of The Irishman. So hey, go open source. Source or soars?
Source.
Okay.
Oh, she may have open source.
I think we dated her.
Let's do some buy-sell here.
On my list, we have Margot Robbie at $73.31.
That kind of seems the perfect price.
yeah.
I think it is kind of low.
She's coming out. She's has coming out. Dreamland, Ruin, Barbie, and Tank Girl. So she's got four movies in the works.
And Birds of Prey is kind of going downhill, but Barbie will probably be, unless is it animated or is it live action or what?
Barbie's live action.
Live action.
Okay, it's not a Toy Story spinoff of Barbie.
No.
No. But with Tank Girl, I think that might be a bump.
Yeah.
Having a
Is
a-
she going to be better than Lori Petty?
yes.
No, I for $73, I think Margot Robbie is a buy.
So
If she gets
73
any lower, I'd buy more.
on here 73.31. She's currently at 74.39. So she's
Going up, even after a disappointing Birds of Prey weekend.
And high this year is $90. A low this year is $56. So
She's kind of in the middle there.
I'm telling you, that's the perfect price for Margot Robbie.
I am buying.
I think I'll
Yeah.
buy as well.
I'll buy.
She just got announced with Christian Bale and David O. Russell's next movie too.
Ooh,
I'm buying. That's it. That's the only buy-sell
I'm
this
not
week.
sure she could pull off a David O. Russell movie.
A Nipsey Russell movie she could.
Well, you didn't think she pulled off Bombshell,
she
so
she was awful in that movie.
Hey, Jeff. What are you doing September 11th through 13th?
I'm going to be at the Cincinnati Comic Expo.
Hey, me too.
You know
Scab
who
Jeff?
else?
What?
I said, you know who else is going to be there?
Who?
Scab Jeff.
Scab Jeff, you going to be there?
I will.
Awesome.
Intern Hackney.
Intern Hackney, you going to be there?
Yeah.
Wow.
As long as Rocky 4 isn't on.
Okay, good. We'll have it on in the booth.
Perfect.
Yes, that's right. Hobie will be there playing some trivia. We got some big stuff this year. Brad from the Cinema Guys may stop by. I'm not sure. That's the rumor. But September 11th through 13th, get your tickets at CincinnatiComicExpo.com. They will be starting in about a couple weeks. Get your VIP tickets, too. Better deal. But it will be September 11th through 13th, Duke Energy Convention Center. Big names coming this year. I can confirm Jeff Now will be there.
Woohoo!
Does it get bigger than Hobie?
It doesn't. Number one fan Doug's even going to be there.
Yeah. So
It's a tough call. But yes, there will be a lot of big names this year. We don't know who yet, but they will be announced here soon. And just listen to us or go to Cincinnati Comic Expo. That music can only mean one thing.
Top 5?
Top 5! Let's see here. Top 5 this week. Favorite video game villains. So, not the worst, but just the favorite ones that you liked playing against. They could be tough. I kind of did both. Scab Jeff, you go first. What's your number 5?
I went with Freddy from Five Nights at Freddy's, which is a game where you're in a Chuck E. Cheese type of restaurant after hours as a security guard, and all the animatronics come to life, and Freddy's is the leader of the band or whatever. So I like that idea. It's creepy. He's creepy and sneaky. I like the idea of him. I think it's a good villain.
Okay. Intern.
My number 5 is Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat.
Shang Kung?
Shang Tsung.
Tsung?
Tsung.
Which one is he?
Shang Tsung, he's the guy that steals all your powers and your soul.
I thought that was Shao Kahn. Oh, okay.
You were wrong.
Well, Shao Kahn's number 5 for me for Mortal Kombat, so there you go.
I had Goro, Sub-Zero, and Scorpion as honorable mentions.
Oh, Goro was a dick.
I never
the
considered
Minotaur.
them villains. Those are the cool ones to play.
Get out.
Did you watch the movie?
Nope.
Well, you should. It has Veronica Vaughn in it. She's oh so hot.
What was your number 5?
My number 5, I went to the best video game ever created.
Adventure.
No.
Oh.
Tecmo Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And the guy who I consider the villain or the protagonist would be Sam Tinkle. He is a fan that's in the 5th row along the 45-yard line. It's pretty much, and he boos you all the time. He's pretty much like two guys morphed into one, so he's a bigger fan.
Yeah.
And so we always got mad at Sam Tinkle when we played that game.
You had a lonely childhood.
This was college.
You had a lonely college. Jeff, what was your number 5?
My number 5 is Donkey Kong
Oh, okay.
from the Donkey Kong video.
Okay,
game.
well, he's in a lot of things, so that's why I was
Well,
just
but
checking.
he's not a villain in the others. He's a villain in the original one.
That was my number 4.
I had an honorable mention.
They named it after him, and he kidnaps the lady. I don't remember
That is
her
a
name.
very frustrating game, too.
And you had to play Jumpman.
What's your number 4, Jeff?
My number 4 is Goomba number 1. He is, I think, responsible for the most character deaths in all of video game history.
I could see that.
He was an honorable mention for me. I did actually mention him, thinking
Because
that
you
that
had no
was-
idea what to do with him,
Yeah,
right?
it's like you start and he just there, and how many people died accidentally or
just
misjumped
jumped wrong.
or just ran into him. Everybody had growing pains figuring out how to play the game when they first play it.
So he's an accidental serial killer.
Yep.
Okay. Jim, number 4.
My number 4, I will go with Dr. Wily from the Mega Man series.
That was a good series. I like that.
Mega Man X was a fantastic game, and I choose him other than all the other guys you had to face in the level, all the other level bad guys, but Dr. Wily was the...
I always remember Mega Man 2 and 3 being some of the best games on the original Nintendo. Let's see, my number 4, I'm going with Steelers and the Patriots in any Madden game or football game because I hate them so much that I love beating them, so they're my favorite villains to beat. Especially you just run up the scores because I'm the Buffalo Bills a lot in Madden because bring a championship to that city. And I play them twice a year, the fucking Patriots. I love doing it.
You could consider the Raiders from Super Tecmo Bowl as being a
Oh,
villain
that's
because they were just way too good.
Yeah.
Bo Jackson,
Yeah.
Yeah. I did think of Dent from Chicago.
Richard Dent.
Yeah, he was a dick in that movie. Or that game.
Or Jerry Ball for the Detroit Lions.
Yes.
And probably the best person ever in the game is Bob Nelson, the nose tackle for the Green Bay Packers.
Did you just go...
You dive around it, but there was a glitch in putting his information into the game. Mm-hmm. His speed was supposed to be a 38, and it was put in as an 83.
As a nose tackle.
As a nose tackle.
Awesome.
Intern, number 4?
I had Donkey Kong.
Okay. Scab?
Pinky from Pac-Man.
Okay.
He's the worst. He's the one who always sneaks around and tries. I fucking hate Pinky.
But you're supposed to be favorite villains.
Well, he's the worst. The best villains is what she said.
Yeah, like because he is really. I mean, Clyde was who cares?
Yeah,
about
who
Clyde?
cares about Clyde and who was the red
Inky.
one?
Blinky is the red one.
And he just follows you. If you're going fast, you can outrun Blinky.
Well, Blinky is the one because he's my number 3. Because he's the one that chases Pac-Man. All the others follow different algorithms. Blinky is the one programmed to go wherever Pac-Man is.
That's great, but we're actually going back this way. This is Scab Jeff's number
I know, but he kind of ruined
okay.
my number
Okay.
3 at the same time, so I had to...
Okay. So number 3, Scab.
The creepy nurse thing from Silent Hill.
Oh, yeah.
It's all twitchy and
Ugh. It feels like it's a glitch in the game. Yeah.
and that game just by itself is so creepy.
That
And
is
it really puts you into the. And really, I haven't experienced a game since Silent Hill that does it as well.
That is
Like I've done VR Resident Evil, and it doesn't put you in the mindset as well as that original Silent Hill game.
There is there's a game that you're basically with your friends in a cabin up in the wilderness in PlayStation 4, and you get to pick decisions and all that stuff. But it's first person, and that's probably the second creepiest game I've ever played. And I'll figure it out. But it's a good game, but it's a serial killer is on the loose, and then it gets a little weird with some of the supernatural stuff. But you're basically walking into a cabin looking for stuff, and then you just hear noises all around. It is a creepy ass game.
Have you played the Friday the 13th game?
No, I wanted to.
Somebody gets to be Jason and somebody's the campers,
Yeah.
and you go around, you try to find them and kill them in horrible ways.
Is it a good game?
Oh, it's great.
Is it? Okay.
Well, it's great 2-player. Like I was like multiplayer. Like I was playing with Jen, and she was in the other room, and she was the camper, and I was Jason. And I'd go in, and she'd be hiding under the bed, so I'd shove my machete
So
through the
you're
bed.
a patient man. You're a patient Jason Voorhees. Intern, what you got?
My number 3 is the dog from Duck Hunt.
Oh, that asshole.
Honorable mention.
Yep.
That's a good one. I like that one.
And you couldn't shoot him.
No.
You could not.
You could euthanize him, though, later. That's the Duck Hunt 2.
No, it wasn't.
No. Number 3 for me, I'm going to go with Mr. Dream from Punch-Out 2. Not Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, because I never had Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I had the second one. And so...
Super Nintendo?
Was it Super Nintendo?
I don't think Mr. Dream was not in the original.
No, it was still Punch-Out. It was still Punch-Out. They had to take... it
was still the same game, just without Mike Tyson.
They took Tyson
and they
out.
replaced
Yes.
him with Mr. Dream. Okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't Punch-Out 2. It was just not Mike Tyson's
Sorry,
Punch-Out.
that's correct. So Mr. Dream was a pain. Fun fact: they were making Punch-Out 2, after Punch-Out came out, and you were going to play Mike Tyson, who fell down on his luck, and you were going to play as Mike Tyson character until he lost to Buster Douglas, and then some other stuff came out. They scratched it.
Oh,
You mean like going
rape.
to jail for rape?
Yes,
Yeah,
right.
that's probably why.
But yeah, they were going to have you play as Mike Tyson.
I had on my list Super Macho Man,
Oh.
who was the original final guy before Mike Tyson, when it was just regular Punch-Out. Super Macho Man was the last fighter, and then they added Tyson to it after that.
Super Macho Man is the one that twisted, right? Spun?
No, that's Don Flamenco.
No, I know who Don Flamenco is.
No, or that could have been
Bald Bull.
No.
The Tiger Ali.
Oh,
Okay, Tiger.
maybe that's who I was thinking.
There was Soda Popinski.
Well, the one I had as an honorable mention from that is King Hippo.
King Hippo, Piston Honda,
Sandman was a bitch. He
Sandman.
Was, oh, God. So that was your number 3?
No, that was
Oh.
just you were talking
Honorable
about it. So
What's your number 3?
my number 3, I hobied this. I'm going to go with Ganon and Majora
From Zelda?
from Zelda's. Yeah.
Okay.
Different Zelda games.
Ganon was the original guy from the original Zelda,
Oh, okay.
bad guy, and Majora was from Majora's Mask from the.
I would have known who the original bad guy in the first one was because I never got far enough into that game. I always got lost.
And those are two of the best games ever created.
We're playing, my wife and I are both playing separately Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past on the Super Nintendo, but it's on the Switch because you can download the virtual reality or the virtual Super Nintendo. That game,
So are you beating her?
I am a little bit farther, but that is a hell of a game. I forgot how great that game was, the Link to the Past.
No, you're playing a different save than hers. She's not coming in and playing your game. Like,
Correct.
Like that one South Park.
Well, so I was playing Super Mario 3 because that was probably one of my other favorite all-time games on the Nintendo for the Switch. And I went to play it, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm much farther than this. So I talked to my son the next day, and he's like, oh, yeah, I saved it. I was like, well, there's like 4 save slots. Which one did you? 2. That was mine.
You saved it over one that's already been saved. Okay, my question is, why is there a save on Mario 3?
Oh, no. In the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo, the virtual consoles on the Switch, you can actually hold the top 2 buttons, and it can rewind you. So if you screw up, you can just rewind it and then play it over again without going to a new scene.
But why is there a save on...
There's a save on Super Mario 3.
No.
Yep.
Nope.
Go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead. Keep going.
I was going to say that I'm getting ready to play The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening on the
What is that one?
Switch.
Ah.
I heard that's one of the best games ever
Is that
made.
the new one?
That's
That's the second to newest
Okay.
one.
Okay.
Oh, my number 3 was Blanky, the red ghost, because he's the one that does get faster. The other ones don't, but he's the one that will pursue Pac-Man.
But you can still run faster than him as long as you're not eating pellets.
If you're good. I mean, you couldn't play Pac-Man blindfolded that way.
I did pretty well for blindfolded. If you saw that video, I feel I did pretty well for
I
blindfolded.
was saying, I was reading, Pinky is programmed to go 8 steps ahead of where Pac-Man is facing. And Inky is programmed to go 4 steps ahead of where Pac-Man is facing. And Clyde is programmed to do what Blinky does until he gets within 8 steps of Pac-Man, then he runs away.
I apologize, Jeff. The original game does not have a save feature.
I know.
And I just said I apologize.
Do you know how many late nights I was up playing that game in my friend's dorm room, trying to get far, and then just there was no saving.
Sorry. My bad. What's your number 2?
My number 2 is was his name Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII. That was really the first, really the first best RPG game for video games, and he was a good villain in that one. Evil, you wanted to kill him.
Jim, what number
He's
2?
tough to kill.
My number 2, I'm going to go with Darth Malak from Knights of the Old Republic.
That's a good one. I forgot about that one.
That was a fantastic game.
Yeah.
Anything like Remy Malek?
No.
Okay.
Yes, he sings to you. Number 2 for me is Bowser and the Turtles. I really, from Mario Brothers, any of them. Bowser not so much, but
The hammer throwing turtles?
I did like them. All the different variations of the Turtles.
The Hammer Brothers and
The red ones.
the Koopas.
I like the red Turtles. So, intern number 2.
My number 2 is Chin Tai Mei from Double Dragon, the Nintendo.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
And then you had to fight your brother at the end.
Jimmy and Billy Lee.
It was a good movie, though. Good movie. Alyssa Milano was in it.
Yeah.
Number 2 for you, Scamp?
Leroy Jenkins from World of Warcraft.
Oh, great.
Give a brief summary of Leroy Jenkins. Brief summary.
I hope everyone listening knows Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy Jenkins.
Okay, guys, in
Let's do
Warcraft,
this.
Warcraft, all these guys online were trying to beat this big bad guy, and they all were meeting outside this dungeon, and they were like, okay, you go
over
here.
the plan.
You go here, you go here.
here. When you get, and then when you get them down this far, and you be over with the healing.
There was like 40 of them.
And we got a
There was like 8 of them.
33.33 repeating, of course, chance of survival.
Oh, that's right, they did do the survivor race. And then you had one guy go, Leroy Jenkins,
goes,
and he just runs in.
Let's do this. Leroy
Damn it,
Jenkins.
Leroy.
He runs in. And they just get destroyed. Damn it, Leroy. At least I got chicken. What? I don't know what that line was about.
That was that was a good one, Scamp. I like that one. And just to see him run and everyone just staring at him, all the other characters like, what the fuck was that?
The other World of Warcraft video I love seeing is like somebody died.
Yes.
And so
the funeral.
So they were having like an online funeral for this person.
And they raided the funeral.
Oh my! And these people just came in and just massacred everybody. And
There's this clan that wanted to gain experience points, and like you said, online there was a whole like, hey, no one do this. We're having a funeral for this our friend. And they had a lot of people there.
a lot of people there, and it was supposed to be like a good ceremony, and these people just came in and killed everybody.
It was like if Hobie had a clan.
So they didn't get people to stand guard. That was
No.
their mistake. They expected everyone they expected everyone online to follow the rules.
Well, there was a
in
lot
a
of-
game where people purposely spread diseases.
What is this, coronavirus? So basically, they did have like a lot of people say, we're not going to do it because that was like unwritten rules. Is that if you're doing a funeral or a wedding, I think online or something with character, they're doing this. So it was a real thing. The guy really died.
The guy really died
in real life.
Oh, I thought it was his character.
No, the guy died
In
in
real
real
life.
life, and they were having this. They were
A
honoring him
ceremony.
in a ceremony, honoring. And pretty much, they got a bunch of the other big clans to agree. Okay, that's great. We'll do this. And this other small clan just said, "Fuck it."
Slaughter them.
These people were so angry.
It's hilarious.
So if you were one of the people that got slaughtered during the funeral massacre, let us know how you feel.
That seriously was what I agree, Jim. That is one of the best. Because I'm watching like, that's kind of an asshole thing, but God, that's funny.
It was a big asshole thing to do.
No, there was the glitch or the bug that happened that was like, killing people if you came in contact with someone who was like, it wasn't planned this way, but somehow it happened. And like
CDC.
the CDC studied this as far as, how pandemics can work. And there were people who were purposefully spreading the disease. So people would become vulnerable and they kill them and take their stuff and whatnot.
That's mean. So lesson today.
But they ended up having to shut down the game to scrub it of the disease.
So lesson learned: don't play Warcraft if you're sensitive.
I just like giving smallpox blankets to everybody I met.
God, good job, Jeff. I like the Leroy Jenkins one.
Yes.
What's your number 1?
My number 1 was Waluigi. And the reason that I picked Waluigi is because they had a perfectly okay bad guy for Mario Brothers with Bowser. And then they put Wario, which is kind of Mario, but bigger mustache and bigger and purple.
And they
White.
just flip the
Yellow.
M
He's yellow.
upside down.
And they flip
For
the
the
M
evil.
upside down. And then they just give up. Let's do it one for Luigi, too. And name him Waluigi, even though there's not a W that starts his name, or there's not an M that starts his name to flip over to make it a W. So let's just make a Waluigi. So I like Waluigi.
Just Waluigi brought up, it's a meme I saw. It's one of my favorite out there. And there's these people getting ready to race in go-karts, and they're sitting there ready. And there's this girl just sitting there ready. And in the cars, for 3 cars, like next to her and behind her, the 4 cars, one person's dressed up as Mario, one person's dressed up as Luigi, one's dressed up as like Waluigi. They all have the outfits on. It's like, this girl is so in trouble.
Intern, what's your number one?
Number 1, I had M. Bison from Street Fighter.
He was a dick.
Yeah.
The original Street Fighter or Street Fighter 2?
Street Fighter 2.
Okay.
Yeah, Street Fighter 2.
So I got the Street Fighter collection for the Switch, and has all of them in the arcade. And that first one's awful.
Oh, it's just a side scroller.
It's a side-scrolling game, yeah.
It's awful. My number one.
It wishes it was Double Dragon.
And there's a lot of other. There's a lot of other Street Fighters after Street Fighter 3. They're awful. There's some really bad ones. My number one is Edgar Ross, the Marshal in Red Dead Redemption, the first one.
He's a bad guy? I didn't get to the end yet.
In the first one, you're a little bit behind, Jeff. Basically, he kidnaps your wife and son, and then tells them, "Hey, you need to do, what I say." And then after you do everything, he comes back with his marshals and kills you, the main guy. And the only redeeming quality is that your son comes back and shoots him. So you play as his son 20 years later, and you hunt him down.
Wait, the original Red Dead Redemption?
Not
or Red
Revolver.
Dead- yeah, okay. Well,
Redemption.
the original one's Red Dead Revolver, much better.
He is an asshole. So that's my number one.
My number one, I'm going to say the name. I want to see if anybody can guess what game he's from.
Ooh.
Larry Laffer.
Leisure Suit Larry?
Yes.
Oh. He's the bad guy? He's the villain?
You're going against him.
Oh.
Stuff. Yes.
You're both named Larry? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's
You're
dumb.
both not named Larry, but
So now this is the second time in 5 days that I've had a conversation about Leisure Suit Larry with some of the other baseball coaches, and we were talking about video games. I forget what it was, and Leisure Suit Larry came up.
it is an awesome
Just
game.
be glad we didn't bring up Custer's Last Stand.
Oh, don't look it up, kids. Don't look it up. It's for the Atari. What's your number one, Jeff?
Oh, I thought Jim was going to talk more about...
No, it's just Larry. Probably what's my favorite Leisure Suit Larry game.
My number one is the audience in Rock Band games who boo you off stage. I'm like, all I'm doing is trying to play a concert. Why'd you pay money to come to my concert if you're just going to boo?
It's like, why go to a funeral if you're just going to raid it?
Well, you go for the rating. But I mean, what pleasure do you get out of booing, especially since you had to pay to be there? I mean,
We had a lot.
there was a cover at the door.
Well, I have an honorable mention.
Oh, go ahead.
I
real
have
quick.
2. I have Dracula from Castlevania.
Oh, he was an asshole.
And then I have
It's hard to kill.
Henry Stoff from the game Seventh Guest. He was pretty much the guy who owned the house who set up all the puzzles and traps you go through.
I could never win the one game.
The Othello
That's
type.
good.
Yeah, the Othello type game. I couldn't figure that one out.
We pretty much had 12 guys playing it around the clock.
The seventh guest.
Seventh Guest for probably 2 weeks to beat it.
Did you eventually beat it?
Yes, and really we got called down. You got down to Chip's room. We're getting ready to meet the game, but somebody was in his room playing it for 2 weeks straight.
It wasn't people going off. It was one person.
No, it was
12 people
It was
doing.
a bunch of us were going.
Okay. One.
Uh-huh.
At least one person.
At least one
there.
person was playing the game for 2 straight weeks.
Honorable mention for me, I had the villains in the new Spider-Man game for the PlayStation
Doc
4.
Ock?
Yeah, but not even him. Like just seeing all
Vulture?
of them. It's a Vulture's in there. It's just
Rhino?
Shocker.
Electro? Mm-hmm. Mysterio?
Mm-hmm. Black Cat.
Craven?
I don't think Craven's in it.
Oh, well, stupid game.
Anyways, moving on. In turn, any honorable mentions real quick?
I had the Joker from Arkham Asylum.
That's a good one.
I had the Mad Hatter from Arkham City. That was my favorite. That really.
Then I had Agent 47 from Hitman.
Oh, okay.
That was your favorite movie of all time, wasn't it, Jason?
Max Payne, big fan.
Let's see. Anything, Jeff?
I had the Creeper from Minecraft. He's the one that blows up everything that you worked. I had Handsome Jack from Borderlands and that stupid pterodactyl from Joust.
Oh, that stupid pterodactyl.
We had a lot of responses to this. Doug, number one fan. The gun firing at you in the Atari game Yar's Revenge. That was a great game.
Wow, that was his number one nemesis?
Stork, beside a geek, had Bowser and the Koopalings from Mario, Ganon from Zelda, M. Bison from Street Fighter 2. Was he in our room here listening?
Yes.
That stupid octopus from Final Fantasy 3, and Mother Brain from Metroid. Honorable mention, Cincinnati and Cleveland teams in sports games. Hey!
Well, I think you did put Pittsburgh's teams on yours.
I did. Big Dev. Number 5, Bowser from the Super Mario Brothers. King Dedede from Kirby's Dream Land. Dr. Robotnik and Eggman from Sonic games. Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde from Pac-Man. And Jack of Spades from Fables. I forgot about
Oh,
Fables.
Jack of Spades and the Fable game, yeah.
Jen, middle name, I'm not very good at trivia, Adams. She had The Crawler in Fable 3. Wow, another Fable.
I didn't get to play Fable 3.
I always wanted to play them, never got a chance to.
It's a fantastic
I remember
thought
if I played
of the game.
3. I know I played 1 because I borrowed yours when you were done with it, and I know I had 2. Can't remember if I played 3 or
I
not.
didn't play 3. But you get to create, your character can either be good or bad. And
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
depending
there's
on
like the
your
first one,
choices.
depending on your choices and how people will react to you. And the cool thing is, in the Fable games, if you ate a lot, you'd be fat.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I always made sure I was plenty plump.
I hate Fable 3 because of Fable 3, the creator of it decided to do that instead of BC and finish his work on BC, the dinosaur game, which was supposed to be like the first open land game with the dinosaur. You could have extinction of certain as caveman and dinosaurs. Like if you killed too many species or if you killed their fish, it was all an ecosystem. They got 50% done. I've talked about it before. God, it looks so good. But he stopped that and did Fable 3 because it wasn't coming as smoothly as he thought.
Oh.
Let's see. She also had Tom Nook from Animal Crossing. All those buzzkill cops from the GTA games, Grand Theft Autos.
The cops weren't the villains, they're the police. You're the villain in that game.
Whomever I happen to be playing in Mario Kart. For a second, I thought she said, whenever I'm in Kmart, is what I thought she said. Wrote, and the dog from Duck Hunt.
Yes.
Tristan Goins had Professor Oak from Pokemon. Gandalf from Legend of Zelda. Covenant from Halo.
Gandalf?
It was Ganon.
Ganondorf. Sorry. Ganondorf. is what it says. Ganondorf. Sorry, my bad.
Not Gandalf.
Sorry, that was my bad. Covenant from Halo, which was a good one. I couldn't remember their
Covenant,
names.
yeah.
GLaDOS from Portal 1 and 2.
Yep.
And the time limit in any game. I like that.
Oh, especially the time limit in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game. The time when you're swimming underwater and you had to hold your breath.
Fuck that game.
The only way to get through that was to like go through as far as you can, almost die, and then switch characters in the middle, and hopefully you can get through with all of them before they all die.
We could do that. Most frustrating games.
Battletoads.
Oh yeah,
Friday,
fuck that game.
Friday the 13th.
The original.
And then
yeah.
Nintendo.
Frogger.
Oh, I thought of a new person, new bad guy, villain.
What?
Kate Upton from Game of War. She never actually showed up
In Game of War.
And I was waiting. I played hours and hours of Game of War, spent $0 on buying stuff for it.
You know, if you would have just paid 50 cents, Kate Upton would have showed up.
Damn it!
At your house.
I mean, the advertisement, I thought she was all over the game.
Side
Never
note,
showed up.
Side note from Tristan. We all know why Professor Oak from Pokemon wanted the 10-year-old kid out of the house for an extended amount of time. Oh, scandalous.
I don't know the Pokemon game. I can't.
Let's see
I'm
here.
too old.
Dave Cole had Sweet Tooth. This is on our Facebook page at the History of Bad Ideas. Give us a follow. Tony from Saudi Language, who was on the
Did
show.
you tell us what game Sweet Tooth is?
That is the racing game for the PlayStation, Twisted Metal.
Okay.
Tom Nook from Animal Crossing.
yeah, okay.
Tony High from Saudi Language has been on our show. Tom Nook, Animal Crossing. Quotation.
Two people chose Tom Nook.
They hate him. I've
Oh,
not
is
played
Tony-
Animal Crossing.
Tony
so I
High's
don't know.
comment? Fuck that guy.
Well, apparently he like sells you a house and then he charges you lots of interest and makes you do chores for him until you pay off the house.
Really?
So for like the first, so he's extorting you through most of the game of Animal Crossing is how Jen explained it to me.
Jeez. That damn dog from Duck Hunt.
Yes.
Hitler from Wolfenstein.
It's a good one.
Sephiroth
Hitler was a good one.
from Final Fantasy VII. Even with the terrible PS1 graphics, watching him calmly burn a village down and casually murder people was terrifying as a kid. GLaDOS from Portal. One of the most memorable villains and the first one that popped into my head.
It's have you heard the Jonathan Colton song that character sings at the end of Portal?
No.
Still alive. It's hilarious. But she's like a computer who's doing experiments on the people and killing them off as she's doing the experiments, and then one gets through and eventually kills her, and but she's hilarious and she just great choice.
Blake Edwards. Hey, we know Blake. He's had Rock Band plus alcohol plus credit cards. 4 microtransactions.
That wins.
3 Pyramid Head from Silent Hill 2. 2 President John Henry Eden from Fallout 3. 1A Saravak from Baldur's Gate. 1B Skype Jason from Hobie. Could not Skype him in tonight, so just simmer down there.
You don't have
Mrs.
to tell him to simmer down. He's not listening.
Oh, that's true.
He listens. He's not like Jeff.
His wife said the pink ghost from Ms. Pac-Man.
Pinky?
Brad Hargis. He had Ganondorf.
Ganon?
It says Ganondorf.
Apparently, everybody else is throwing Dorf at the end of his name.
Sorry, number 5 was Mike Tyson. 4 was Dr. Robotnik. Robotnik.
Robotnik.
Mother
I
Brain,
am Robotnik.
Mother Brain, Mr. X, and Ganondorf. And finally, Jared Mills. Pardon me. He had Bowser, your sibling in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That's the Roman one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I would hope Greek if it's an Odyssey.
Micah Bell from Red Dead Redemption 2. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, that's the one you had to break out of prison, and he was in your gang, and you're like, "Can I just shoot him?"
Yes.
But you can't continue unless you free him from
Correct.
prison. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that guy. I'm on your side. Oh, look, I'm going to do this to you.
Yeah. I actually did shoot him once, and then I had to restart the mission.
Calypso Twins from Borderlands 3. And Handsome Jack from Borderlands 2. Fucking Micah Bell. So there you go. Next week we have a wild card episode. So tune in for that. Whoa. And thanks for listening. Scab Jeff, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Good job on your Oster picks.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yay, 10 out of 12.
Bad idea of the week, number 587, Skype. And Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
Walking Dead to Talking Heads, from comic books to TV sets, there's a history. It's not so bad. There's the history. It's the history of bad, so bad. The history of bad, it's bad. The history of bad ideas. Podcast.
Addendum. Titles for the show. I had butterfly bath.
I have butterfly bath.
I had butterfly bath.
I have butterfly bath as well.
13 beads. Wet wings. Because.
Because you're talking about butterfly bath.
Yep.
I also had plenty plump.
I had funeral massacre.
Ooh, I like that.
I had funniest funeral ever.
I had 80,
And I'm sorry, and you go for the rating.
I had 83%.
I had open sores. Please go throw up somewhere else. And I always get a bagger.
I have leisure suit Jason.
I have Skype Blake.
We got to live through Leisure Suit Jason.
So I guess we're doing butterfly bath.
I think butterfly bath is kind of consensus.
Okay. I did like the Skype Blake, though. We should have just done his voice throughout the whole thing. Hello, I'm on Skype and... Sorry, Blake. Anyways, butterfly bath it is. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
You've been listening to Hobie.